Wow. What a way to go,
Wow.
me.
Way to go, you.
I'm really the keg of the group.
Keg.
I see no distinction between the two.
Oh no, there's none. There's no distinction between me and him.
Okie doke. So,
Movie.
last time, an Untilted. The Keg met the Guru and had a psychedelic experience. The Guru told him many things that it is on Sato to remember because the rest of you didn't hear it. Except for Cam. Sato's meeting with the Guru, however, was interrupted by an external force who undid a certain amount of the Guru's work. Later that day, it was discovered that I was about to say Saito, but the Keg. There really is no distinction.
They're the same person with this
Yeah.
point in time.
It was discovered that the Keg had a third eye opening on his forehead. After some brief experiments, the party blew up a bar and escaped into the city. After the Keg came to the conclusion that this was all Berkeley's fault, the party hunted down Berkeley in his abode, where they then roused the suspicion of the nearby guards and promptly escaped. Additionally, Cam had some misadventures, helping the poor and being like an actual, like, good, emulatable person for once in this party.
What do you mean? We're good people.
We try to be.
Sometimes.
When we're not just chasing down people to their houses and staging raids to try and kill them. We're good people then.
We joined the party, just outside the Palace of Ice. As a town council meeting is about to begin. What would y'all like to do?
Alright. Y'all ready?
Actually, before that, did Cam explain? Because I remember Cam's being vague about what's going on, but did you say what, like what exactly you're doing or why you're attending the council meeting? I know you were talking to the mayor guy, and I guess we overheard that, but we haven't really talked to you about that, have we? I don't remember.
No one's asked
You were
me. I
talking
told you
to,
guys.
What did you say? Or do you remember?
Oh, I told you guys that I had to be here by 12:30 because I had, afternoon because there was a council meeting I had to go to.
Yeah, but, okay.
No one asked
No-
about it. So I just said that, and then people left it as is.
I see.
Just to
Yeah.
refresh you on some names, Kefri Cobbler is the mayor of Ashtown who you were speaking with previously. And the head botanist of the Lush Towers was Fennell Latham.
Who was Hillard Decker, the dude for the representative of Miston?
Yes, the representative of Miston.
And
I
who
got
was
these
the
names
other guy
wrong.
I was talking to?
The guy, the representative of Ashtown was Kefri Cobbler.
Can you type that in chat?
Jeffrey Cobblestone.
Ashtown. Is it a mayor?
Yes, the mayor of Ashtown.
And who is Hallard Dakar?
Dakar is the representative of Miston.
All right.
Wasn't
And-
he the guy that owns the Lush Towers?
No, that's Fennell Latham.
Yeah.
Latham.
All right. So I got
Yeah,
these
Fennell
names
Latham.
mixed up. Let me change these while I remember.
Is the proprietor of the Lush Towers. Okay, no. So, sorry to interrupt. I just thought I would refresh you guys on those names.
Oh, no,
I
that's
forgot to
good.
bring it up in the recap.
Appreciated.
I wrote these names down mixed up. And Fanal was the Lush Towers person?
Yes, proprietor of the Lush Towers.
Yeah, this is the meeting that I had to go to. I mean, you guys don't have to attend it if you don't want to, but you're welcome to.
Well, what are you trying to accomplish at this meeting?
I'm trying to help out the people of Miston. See if maybe I can do something to help them a little bit with the mist coming off the Lush Towers.
Why is the mist coming off the Lush Towers? Or do you know that?
Yeah. So they make a bunch of plants there. They grow them and make medicine for people. And I guess the byproduct of that is they use a lot of water, and that water becomes mist and comes out of the towers. But because of that, the direction it falls is onto Miston. And because of that, it keeps the entire place covered in a fog of mist, which doesn't help these people. They basically live in like some dreary ghost town. And then at night, when all the mist is still there and the desert cold comes in, it just freezes. It's not helping people at all. Well, the medicine's helping people, but I'm sure it's not helping the people of Miston since none of them can afford it.
Yeah, that makes sense, and that seems very thoughtful of you, because that didn't even cross my mind. Maybe I'm a terrible person.
You're not a terrible person. Places like this just happen everywhere. I mean, if you go to any town, you'll find some kind of slums that's not being attended to. It's kind of easy to just overlook it. Mostly because it just feels natural to be there in a town, but doesn't make it any more right that it is.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm fine with attending the council meeting as long as it's not like, if there's availability. If it's very packed, I might just try to support you from the outside.
I appreciate that. What about you guys? Are you fine coming here, or do you want to go do your own thing? I don't know how long it's going to be, and I don't know if you all have anything you got to do before we head out for whatever we're doing next. I don't know how long this is going to take.
Well, there are things that I want to do, but I think you could use a little bit of more, extra temporal help if things go awry. So I'll stay.
If what you're talking about is using your time magic to help me out, I'd more than appreciate that.
Besides, Miss Kana doesn't seem to be all here.
I think she's just feeling a little under the weather.
We look at Kana and she has like this glaze over her eyes.
She has like she has like the Z's above her head, like if you're AFK, like on an MMO.
What about you, Keg?
Hell yeah, I can. We'd be
Actually,
happy to
it's
help.
probably best you stay outside. No.
No. I'd be happy to help in any way I can. I'm sure I'm gonna solve everything. No problem. Right?
Well, you just being here gives me confidence, so I appreciate it.
What
You'd be the
about
only one.
That's nice of you.
what about Piston?
Piston's gonna come with me, right? Piston just looks at the rest of you, and then nods yes.
Okay, then I guess it's a party.
Well, if I didn't have him, I wouldn't have anyone to stand on, and then no one would see me anyway, so...
Where's this meeting at inside of here?
The Palace of Ice. I think it's in the communal place where everyone gets their water.
That is correct.
Is there like a lot of people going to this thing, or is it like a scarce meeting?
I mean, all the heads of each of the places around this place are going to be meeting here, but... I mean, I don't know how many people actually attended from the community that's around here.
It's a weekly meeting. It is lightly attended. There are certainly more seats than there are attendants.
I get the sense that not many people are very political around here, but more importantly, because it's so frequent, it probably doesn't feel all that urgent. They have it once a week, so missing 1 week probably doesn't bother people. At least that's my thought. I don't really know how people go around dealing with stuff around here. Well, we should probably head in. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. As you make your way up the stairs, you see now sort of a few more people coming into the chamber. Unlike the other day when you entered here, there are now some rows of benches set up and a elevated platform that has been moved sort of into the center of the room. It's like a large circular table that's on a raised wooden platform, and then the benches sit around it in a circle.
I guess I'll get a seat somewhere close to the front row.
I'll go as well. And I want to pay attention to like the demographics of people that come to this. Like, are there like, is this all like, I mean, speaking from real life, at least, the council meetings of a city is like all kinds of people or whatever. So I'm just curious if it's like, are people who are from Miston, like, or poorer people attending to represent themselves? Is it all like just noble looking people? And also like, are there goblins or other races like that too coming?
Make a general insight check. See if you can sort of gauge the social standing, or the average social standing of the crowd.
It's not very great. What is my insight? +6, so 16.
16. You look around the room and you see generally wealthier looking folk here at the meeting. There are certainly a few groups of people who aren't dressed as immaculately, but they look more akin to the kind of people you would see in Ashtown, where they're not necessarily the wealthy elite of the city, but they're well off enough. You don't see many people who look like they've come from Miston. Maybe a few of the more rugged-looking people could be, but you wouldn't know without asking them. And as far as demographic, there are, there's a lot of like Furbolg, Loxodani, a few lizard folks, and Knowlish men, and.
All right, so it is like very diverse.
Orcs, half orcs. So there are a big mix of people, as there are in this city. There's a very wide array of people. There's no like one race in Londaris that is like the sort of dominant race. Sorry, you were gonna say something?
No, I was just saying, like, I knew that the town itself was pretty diverse. I just wanted to see if like the people who actually are making decisions or are giving their opinion on decisions are also like that as well. I was just curious.
Right. No, it's a good question.
I have a question.
What's the question?
Since I've frequented Miston, do I see any of the faces that I helped out the other day here?
Roll perception with advantage, because you know what you're looking for.
Okay. Okay. And then perception.
At advantage.
I'm bad at so that's a wisdom skill. That is a 15 minus 3, so 12.
12. Among the somewhat sparse crowd of people, you aren't able to pick out anyone you recognize from Miston.
Alright. That's all I wanted to know.
Alright. A half-orc man walks down a aisle that is in between one of the side rooms and the central platform. He makes his way up into the center. Oh, I should note that the sort of round table that is on this elevated platform does have like an entrance to it, so you can stand in the middle of the table.
Oh, I see.
So there's like a hole in the middle of the table, and then like a small cutout where you can walk into the center. Walking into the center of the table, he then turns to sort of address the audience around him. People of Landeris, the 1622nd Town Council meeting shall now commence. Please rise for your representatives, the City Council.
Oh my god, that's a lot of meetings they've had. I can't believe they keep count of that.
You see coming down the open aisle an Orcish man, a Loxodani man, dressed in. Sorry, the Orcish man is dressed in long green robes. He wears a brown hat and has a fairly sort of poofy sort of beard. He is followed by a Loxodani man who wears many sort of golden chains and trinkets. He has a headdress that flows down his back, and he wears red silk. A Furbolg man follows. He is wearing blue and is rather short for a Furbolg. He is sort of stout and plump, and he's then followed by a Nolish man who you know, Kefri Cobbler, follows him. A half-orc man who is very well dressed and looking particularly disinterested in his current surroundings. He wears spectacles on his eyes and sort of walks with a pompous aura. You then see a golden dragonborn who you recognize, Ali Renford, the captain of the military. And then another Furbolg male. Furbolg female. Who is wearing a sort of black almost suit. And again, sort of has this very uptight aura about her. They all sit around the table. And the proprietor of the meeting then takes a bow to them. We shall now take our attendance for the record. Record keeper. You see off to the side there's a little goblin writing down everything. She sort of gives a thumbs up and puts his pen down to the paper. Hallard Dakar, the orc man. That says, excuse me. I'm speaking a whole lot and seem to clear my throat. I'm about to do a whole lot of speaking. Okay, I think I'm good. Hallard Dakar, the orcish man, speaks up. Present. Belaro Trudeau, the Loxodani man. Present. Junus Rayfield, the Furbolg man in the green. Kefri Cobbler. Fennel Latham, the orcish man. Sorry, wait, did I get my descriptions mixed up? Oh yeah, no, I'm good. You in particular, Cam, sort of take note of Fennel Latham, the sort of uptight, pompous half-orc man. Very well dressed, and even when addressed by the proprietor, he very much just sort of gives a little look and doesn't even doesn't even speak out loud.
This guy.
Ali Renford, I am present. And Judge Megas Desland, the well-dressed furball man, raises his arm. All right. And yes, I did call him Judge Magus Desland.
That's the short, plump guy,
That is the no.
or the
That is
furbolg
the,
female.
the female furbolg.
Trying to keep track of people these days from the
Yeah,
wiki.
There's a lot of them. So here you go.
Oh heck, there we go. Perfect.
Many thanks.
All right. So, what follows are lengthy discussions as several topics from the town are sort of brought up and discussed. They speak of a census that's taken, allocating funds to building a new bridge, and discuss several other things. For the most part, the ones who seem to be most involved are Kefri Cobbler, Belro Trudeau, and June Rayfeld. The others pipe in every once in a while, but Cam, you very much are focusing on Fennel Latham, and very rarely does he even say anything. You can see him with a nail file, just tending to himself and not really paying attention to the council meeting.
Man, this guy doesn't give a shit about anything.
It is not long into the topics of discussion before Kefri Cobbler speaks up. Yes, I have a topic I wish to address. Councilman, if you please. It has come to my attention that there is growing concern from the public about the output of mist from the Lush Towers. It is a growing health concern for the people of Miston, and I would like to see it addressed. Fennel, if you would. This again. How many times do I have to tell you? If we lower our production, our food shortage will return. Ever since the construction of the 6th and 7th level of the towers, the people of Lauderis have eaten well. Is that not enough? If the people of Miston care so much, why don't they just move out to Ashtown? No, you must be aware that it is not that simple. They can't just uproot their lives. I don't want to hear it. They are the lowest of the low of our city. You should know your place, Noel.
Ooh.
It is at that time that the Loxodon man, Belro, stands up. Fennel, you know as well as everyone else that Kefri has just as much of a right to be here as any of us. He is not of noble blood. That doesn't matter here. The Loxodon sort of sits back down, sort of visibly frustrated, staring him down from across the table. Anyway, if you can come up with a way to keep our food production up, while having less mist, I'd be all ears. But until then, it's not going to happen. We have quotas to meet, customers to satisfy. I consider this topic closed. Move on.
Yeah, and I'm assuming those customers come none from Miston, right?
Sort of turns over to the audience.
You don't gotta look, I'm right here, I said it.
And who are you?
Well, sir, my name is Cam, and I'm the citizen who put in that concerned quarry with Mr. Cobbler.
Is that so?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, the trash. Speaking to the trash.
Funny, where I'm from, anyone take one look at you and you wouldn't really be all that big of a man either.
Guards, can we have this ruffian removed?
Oh, so you just remove problems when they're trying to talk to you about it. I get it. You gotta use force to deal with your issues. Big man can't use his words, it seems.
Listen, if you continue to be a disturbance here, you will be forcefully removed. Your inquiry has been discussed and passed.
The only disturbance I see is the lush towers ruining an entire community that's been living there probably longer than that tower's been constructed.
Quite the contrary. The towers have been here since the founding of the city.
Yeah, they've always been 7 feet tall and shooting out mist all day.
They choose to live there because there is nowhere else who will take them in.
That's because it's expensive to live somewhere else, and that part of town has no way of generating revenue. It's literally meant to be a place where people get locked into poverty.
Then it sounds like I'm doing the rest of the city a favor. The Loxodon then stands up and like slams his hands on the table. But no! Enough of this! Your disregard is disgusting! I don't want to hear it from you. What have you done for the people of Miston, Belro? You sit in your luxurious way district? What charity have you done? I look out for my people, but I do not actively detriment the people of Miston, nor do I seek to continue their suffering. And he sort of collects himself, adjusts his robe, and sits back down.
Listen, Mr. Latham, I'm not an idiot, as I'm sure you're surprised to hear that. I get it. Your lush towers provide a lot of things for this city. Medicine and food, it's important. I get that. All I'm asking is that you put in the consideration to maybe turn off those towers for an hour where mist isn't just collecting and spreading all through that place. At night when it gets freezing, the mist just collects everywhere and makes everyone colder. And then those people get sick. And what sucks is that they can't even afford the medicine your towers put out. How is any of that fair?
Roll persuasion at disadvantage.
That's fine.
Getting through to this guy is not easy.
No, I get it. My message is also for anyone else in the room listening.
Yeah.
Not specifically just him.
Well, you can
Doesn't have
tell
to be at disadvantage.
Well, you can definitely tell you've touched the heart of Belero, the Loxodon.
Well, I'm glad he's listening to me.
What I'm saying, the reason it's at disadvantage is because the people that you would convince with this have already been convinced. This is about the people you haven't convinced.
No, I getcha. Alright, well, was a 17, and then the reroll made it a 7, and then what's my charisma? Oh, I actually have a... Am I doing persuasion?
Persuasion, yes.
I actually have a decent persuasion. Alright, so that's 7 plus 4, so 11.
11.
Not great, but at least it's not terrible. An hour. That's all I'm asking.
The Furbolg man, June Rayfeld, begins to speak. Yes, perhaps we could start looking into ways that we can reduce the uptime of the tower. More efficient collection systems, perhaps. Perhaps I'll get some of my engineers to look into this topic.
Hemsley.
Yeah, what's up?
While everyone is like caught up in this, I want to cast Alter
Fireball?
Self. No.
Damn.
I don't know. I want to cast
Just
Alter
the whole
Self.
council in one blow.
Yeah.
I want to cast
That will
Alter
solve
Self
nothing.
to make myself look older and
Okay.
also more elven. So I want to change like the length of my hair to be longer, make my voice a little bit more developed, and pointy ears. Basically, make me look more like mom. But because
Okay.
I cannot radically change my appearance, like make myself look like an adult. I'll
You look
just
like a little old woman.
yeah, but look more like a teenager, less like an actual child.
Oh, I thought you were going like really old. Teenager? Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. No, that's why I said a little bit older, not like old. And when he mentions that about looking into ways, I'm going to speak up.
Okay.
If I may, I think I may have a theory in works.
The Furball man sort of looks over. Oh, who are you? I haven't seen you in the Artisan's Ward.
My name is irrelevant at the moment. Just know that I am a friend of this young lady.
I assume you share the concern? Well, what is your idea then?
I am a spellcrafter. I specialize on creating magic. And at the moment, I am working on an incantation that can improve the efficiency of tools. So I began creating this in hopes of aiding the common folk, farmers, and the like. However, I believe with this incantation, I should be able to create better gardening equipment. It could help to kill two birds with one stone. Not only help create a better environment for the people of Miston, shutting down the mist for a little bit without harming the output of the Lush Towers, but it should also be able to create jobs for the people of Miston, help them work at the Lush Towers, and that way give them a better life. It should not be a complicated incantation. A newcomer wizard should be able to wield it with a little bit of practice.
Very interesting. I ask again, what is your name?
My name is Kyrian Sylvaliant.
Well, Kyrian. She reaches into her pocket and begins writing a small note. She sort of leans down and holds it out towards you. I should like to speak with you further. Come to the Artisan Ward after this meeting.
I grab. Do I have to like walk forward to grab the notes?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, I step forward and go grab the note,
All right.
and I go back, sit down, and tremble in place.
All right.
And
The,
if I may
oh,
list
sorry.
one more concern, this is directed to you, Heller Descartes. As
Who has
much,
been noticeably silent this whole time, by the way.
yeah. I understand that the Lush Towers have been having a negative effect, and I can't say I truly appreciate Mr. Latham's attitude towards the whole subject. But one thing about Miston that is blatantly obvious is that there is no work for those people there. As much as, yeah, the Lush Towers are causing problems for them, they can't even get themselves out of the situation, and that isn't Mr. Latham's fault. I think you need to find some way to help these people by finding some kind of export this town could use.
Well, we do try our best to create job opportunities for the people, but yeah, they're not always so. Welcome elsewhere. I will keep that in mind. Yes, we will. Yes, creating jobs is good. And you can see sort of his eyes dart sort of between the council and between Latham.
Well, then, can I make a suggestion that might help you?
Sure. Yes. Suggestions are
And
good.
I will have Piston go into the bag, and he is going to pull out. Where is it? It's in my inventory. A large unrefined. I forget specifically what it was called, but I have it labeled as a large unrefined molten ore. Do you remember when I got that from the digging robot?
I
kept
do.
following it, and it mined it out, but it didn't end up taking it, so we took it. You said it could be used for blacksmithing, crafting.
Right. It has been a while. I don't remember exactly what I gave you, but let's run with it.
That's all I remember is the quality you said is that it was very hot and that it could be used to make some. It's like a pretty rare material that could be used.
Would it have been an igneous ruby?
Maybe it was that.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Yeah,
If
I
that's
think
what
it
it
would.
is, I'll change it in my notes.
I think it would have been an igneous ruby, but
Igneous rupee. Is it rupee like how Zelda spells it?
the ruby as in the gem.
Oh, okay.
Yes, in the Pokemon generation.
Oh, I see. No, they said rupee. And then I'll have him pull it out and show it. We found this in a mine that was being dug out quite a ways away from here, but the fact of the matter is that this kind of material could be in the very walls near your city. You could open up some kind of mining operation and offer a certain amount of pay to people who are willing to dig. From my understanding, this material could be used for magic, it could be used for other things. It's a warm stone, some alternate way of producing heat that isn't wood or some kind of flammable object. It could be something that could help your people.
Latham sort of leans in. Yes, Howland. Let's open up the old mine again. Well, I mean, after the incident, I don't know that it's really a good idea to.
What incident?
Oh, well, there used to be an old mine just outside of Leto, actually. But they ran into some issues. Some old machines from long ago made it particularly difficult for them to continue their work.
Like, what do you mean? They were just attacking you?
Rather territorial they were. Yes, but you know, I really think we could. There are opportunities. She's right. I do think, Hallard, if you want to open up that mine again, you're going to need some muscle. It needs to be cleared out. It's too dangerous to be sending people in there.
I'll do it.
Yeah, we could look into this matter.
I know I might not look strong, but I've got 10 tons of metal muscle right behind me, and I point back towards Piston.
See, Belro address you, Deloxodon. This is another matter worth discussing. but perhaps not right at the moment. We will bring up an art. Excuse me, but are you guild?
I
We
think we
are,
are.
I say, pointing at everyone, but they joined shortly after we were guild, and we hadn't had the chance to.
I see.
I like to
Actually.
call it freelance.
Then perhaps we could put in an inquiry with the guild, and you could take the work as need be.
If that's how you think going about it would be good, then I'll do it that way.
That would be the correct avenue, I believe. And you see, he sort of takes out, or rather, like, has a notebook in front of him and sort of starts writing some stuff down. I will file this inquiry within the week, and I shall discuss with the guildmaster adequate payment and rating. Thank you for your suggestion.
I appreciate you giving me the time to listen.
Now then, there is another matter that we need to discuss. The Hollow Blight is expanding. Every day, it approaches our city. The priests are doing what they can, but it appears to be speeding up. Our measurements indicate that it is expanding at a rate of around 10 meters a day, and accelerating. We must do something about this. If the Blight were to reach the city, well, I don't know what we would do. I don't know what we could do. Kefri sort of pipes up. Yes, I am particularly concerned as it will reach the edge of Ashtown. And it is where our fields are. I do not want to be spreading blighted food to my people. We need a solution for this. The priests don't seem to be able to slow it down. Something has happened recently that has caused it to speed up.
Oh god.
If we may, once again, I believe we know what the cause is.
The whole council sort of turns their heads to you now.
God.
Are you
And
sure
what
that was smart to say that?
Is that
Sylvia begins shaking as her concentration wavers a bit. Yes, there is a sort of beast that has taken one of our friends captive, and it has taken hold on the Hollow Blight. In fact, that is one of the reasons why we came over to the city, to head over there and get rid of it. If you say that this is a recent matter, I doubt that it's coincidental.
And you have come here to dispatch this being?
That is right.
And how can you be certain that this being you hunt is the cause?
Well, we have gotten good information about the nature of this beast. It is the corrupted form of who once was a great man, someone who spread nature and who loved it. But now it's a corrupted form of that, and seeks to destroy the very thing it once cherished. Again, I cannot think that its arrival here and the spreading of the Hollow Blight, it's a mere coincidence. I believe that this thing is the cause.
Kefri pipes up. Well then, I shall personally put in a request at the guild to have you and your party dispatch this foe. In fact, I'll be even willing to fund this myself so we can skip the bureaucracy of the council.
We'd gladly do it.
Then consider it done. Well, I was going to suggest that we assemble a team, but it seems a team has been found. Considering you had already planned to head into the forest to defeat this beast, I assume you are well sure of your abilities and are able to handle yourself in the Hollow Blight. We've lost many good men, simply trying to slow down its advance.
We would just
I
need
hope you know the risk.
we just need a little bit more information on the Hollow Blood before going there, but I believe we can take on the challenge.
We will have someone brief you. The Dragonborn turns to you. I'll be happy to relay some information from our scouts. If it would mean that we can stop the advance of this blight. I will speak with you after this meeting is adjourned.
I bow and sit down again. I hold on to Tanju and Kana, who I assume are sitting next to me. Well,
Okay.
I'm almost
Presumably,
sure
at the very least, Kana is.
that... Anyways, my hands are that cold.
Cast fireball.
All right. The meeting continues as they discuss more mundane town issues. Generally funding and taxation and other little bits. And after about an hour, the meeting is adjourned. The council disperses, and the meeting is over.
Man, that Latham guy is an unpleasant fella, huh?
Yeah, he seemed a bit direct.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give him that. He wasn't hiding his displeasure of all this. At least he's honest about it. I feel like some people who were talking up there were just beating around the bush or just wanted me to hear what I wanted to hear.
Maybe.
Cam, you are approached by an elderly orcish man, whom you recognize.
Is this the guy who got robbed?
It is, yes. He comes up to you and just says, "Thank you for speaking on our behalf. You are
Don't mention it.
too kind."
Did you ever manage to get your thing back?
No, unfortunately not.
I'm sorry about that.
But it gives me hope to see people like you still fighting for us. Thank you.
Sorry I couldn't do more.
He sort of just holds his hand up and shakes his head. You're doing enough. And he makes his way out of the chamber.
It sucks, because, like, the Lush Towers is causing a big problem, but you can't get rid of it. It's just too important to this town. It'd practically be like getting rid of the Sultan. I don't know how the hell they're gonna figure this out. But I don't know, at least since I spoke about it, they'll talk about it, and who knows, maybe someone will come up with a solution.
Well, hopefully at least Miss Bell is going to be able to make things better.
She could find a way to make it more efficient so it didn't have to be on all the time, that would be great.
Yeah, you both did a pretty good job.
I really
talking.
appreciate you talking like that, Sylvia. I really do. That meant a lot to help me try to deal with that.
Like I said, my spells are to help the people. And, well, that would not be that would be too hypocritical of me to not try and at least use this spell that I'm creating to help those that I know are in need.
Well, I appreciate it. And also, I'm sorry I sort of just volunteered us to deal with their mining problem, but I genuinely don't know who else would have been able to do anything about it. Especially since it happened before and they couldn't fix it themselves. It meant they had no solution to that. But we've run into it before. They said that it attacked them, but I mean, we seem to deal with ours.
Yeah,
Not with too much problem.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, I'm fine with investigating that because it is something we encountered previously. Also, I wonder if it has something to do with them being, because they said someone at the council meeting mentioned territorial. So maybe they just get upset if you're taking things from their area, like jewels or whatever, gold.
But I was able to take that rupee from there and it didn't seem bothered by that.
Perhaps it didn't see much value in it.
I guess not. I suppose... I don't know. I feel like there was always more to those robots than meets the eye. I think there's something about them. I don't think just destroying them is necessarily the solution to that problem. I think there's some other way of dealing with that. They're looking for something, I just don't know what. But even if it's not the Ignis rupees, they could maybe use that to their advantage. If they don't care if that gets taken, then they could use that. And hell, they could use the robots to mine for them. It's not like it would care if they took any of the byproduct.
Yeah, well, I think we just need to go there, maybe accept the job if we're able to, and just do some experiments to see what triggers the hostility of the machines.
Yeah, I know.
Warforged.
I get that we have a way bigger sort of mission going on here. I'm just trying to help where I can.
Oh no, we have many things to look into. It's fine though.
If we can't get to it, I get it. We've got more important things to get to. Which, you know, ultimately help more people than just Mistin. If the world ends, then that sort of makes all my other points kind of mute.
No, I
You
agree.
just hear in the distance Kana say sword.
Sword.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
the sword is very important.
Sword.
We will-
I don't think it is that important, guys.
No, I agree. We should take this on. It's just we still need to prioritize things to what is more important, I guess, to least important. Even though I think everything that we've discussed is pretty important, but something should take precedence.
I think
We
the
need to
thing
put
that
a
takes the
stop.
most... Yeah.
What?
We need to put a stop to whatever that thing is doing.
Yeah, so we have the Hollow Blight that apparently is coming for this city, and then also Guava is potentially out there and potentially suffering, which I don't like thinking about.
I think we should definitely prioritize stopping your friends so that way, you know, it doesn't keep progressing. But the way that they talked about it, the Hollow Blight was here long before your friend got there. It just seems like whatever he's become is expediting it now. I don't know how you'd solve the Hollow Blight permanently, but we can at least stop whatever is in there from doing more harm.
You
Yeah.
can stop it from advancing.
Who knows, maybe we could find the cause of why the Hollow Blight's there in the first place and stop it, but priority one should be your friend Guava.
Yeah, that should at least stop the the speed up of the Hollow Blight, I would think. I mean, like Sylvia said, I don't think it's a coincidence that it sped up when that happened, so I believe that would be the source of that, but there's still no confirming.
Well, it wouldn't do harm to stop it.
True.
We're
No, I
willing to do
agree.
that anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe that was pretty made me a little parched, so I guess we could walk and talk.
Yeah, let's do that.
Wait a second. I forgot we destroyed the tavern a little bit. Is there another tavern around here? Guess we'll
Oh, yeah,
walk
we did.
towards another tavern.
Sure
Oh,
thing.
are we not welcome there anymore?
I don't know. I'm scared to go over there though.
Well, let's just go. I'll try and fix it if it's still broken up.
I think the best thing we could do is go there and apologize.
Yeah, maybe that'll work.
What time
Maybe-
of the day is it, Hamsler?
Maybe give them some gold looks to Kana.
Well, the meeting started around 12 and was about 2 hours, so it's gonna be about 2 o'clock.
Um,
Well, we still have some time. Can we go to the forge?
the what?
The forge. I kind of put myself in a place where I need to have this spell done.
Hey, while we're walking
sure.
though, I want to talk. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, you are approached
Oh,
by Ali Renford, the Golden Dragonborn.
As they're coming over, I'm just gonna lean over to Sylvia and I'm just gonna be like, "You better commit that fake name to memory. Otherwise, they're gonna see holes in your little story."
I want to pull out the the Bahamut thingy that I have and just kind of like hold it.
Also, at this point, Alter Self has already ended, so I'm back to being little girl.
Pop. She approaches her party. So, you intend on braving the Hollow Blight? Very admirable of you.
Oh yeah, we have.
I was. Oh, sorry. Go on.
I didn't. I was just gonna say, yeah, we have business there, and it works out for everyone.
Well, I would be willing to answer any questions you have about it. We've done several expeditions, several scouts and parties have gone out there, many of whom did not make it back. But if you ever require more information about the Hollow Blight, come and find me in the military district. The barracks is where I am spending most of my time. Down here. Is that on the right layer? Yeah, it is on the right layer. And I wish you the best of luck. Do come see me before you head out.
Will do.
She sort of extends her hand out to shake. Does anyone?
I mean, I'll shake it.
Forward.
Okay, I shake it.
All shake it at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We'll be seeing you shortly.
I hope so. Good luck.
Thank you.
And she makes her way down towards the barracks.
Well, I guess we got a few things we can do. That was everything I wanted to do today. At least for now.
I guess we go to
To the forge.
the forge, the Golden Leaf Forge.
Right on. You said you wanted to walk and talk?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna talk about the Lush Towers problem. So I looked to Cam, or I walked beside Cam or whatever, and I say, so I'm not a tinker or anything, so I don't really know much about like machinery. But is there a way to like get a design like some type of machine that could, like maybe pull in all of the mist and like use it like maybe in like a glass building that's full of vegetation?
Well, maybe they'd have to redirect the mist into something, so they'd probably have to redo the ventilation system.
Yeah, do you think that would be something that's possible as far as like an engineering standpoint?
I guess they could use the extra humidity into a greenhouse. I'm sure I'd be shocked if they haven't thought of that already. I think the biggest problem is that it produces so much mist If you put it all in a greenhouse, I mean, it would just start filling with water eventually. It'd have to be a pretty big greenhouse.
Well,
I
what
mean,
if they?
I know we've only been to Miston once, but you remember how much mist was everywhere, right? That thing produces a lot.
What if there was like a giant, like, thing that just pulls in the mist, and then just in the end, like a giant machine that sits on the ground and it's just like pulling in the mist, and then it puts it into the water, or the, what is this? The little canal.
They
Instead.
could do that, but the mist would probably just fall onto the water before it would take time for it to actually rest and gather there.
Well, what I mean, what if the machine's like in the water and it's like shooting it into the water? I don't know if that's a thing though, if that would work.
It doesn't really work like that because the weight and pressure of water is very different from the weight and pressure of mist.
Right.
It would just gather in there. It wouldn't necessarily. You'd need something to force the mist into the water. So they'd need some kind of air-like pump or something. I know Piston has some kind of ventilation that like poots out some of his byproduct, so they could do something like that, I guess. But on a much larger scale. I'm surprised they don't have some kind of collector. Like maybe some kind of giant water, like kind of like what you said, just some giant glass dome that maybe collects water that they can use for later. Because all that mist is just spreading over there and dissipating into the soil and the air.
Maybe
not like it's
because you
being
don't need
used.
it.
I guess if they don't need it, but if I know one thing about that guy, it was a dude who did it because it was the most efficient way to make the most amount of profit. Even he wouldn't be dumb enough to let that kind of waste go.
I'm
Yeah,
curious.
but why would he invest in a machine to collect mist when, well, water is completely free and seemingly unlimited?
That's what I'm saying. That's why he probably has it. Because if he were to collect it, that would be... I mean, in all honesty, if he were to do that, what would he do with the water? I guess he could give it to people, not that he's a generous man, but that's sort of the purpose of the Palace of Ice, so he'd be competing with a competitor.
So this guy seems like a greedy type of guy. So
He's a piece of shit.
what if
Pardon my French.
what if we approach him from a marketing standpoint and just say, you can collect this water and say it's like super pure, and then actually sell it. So for people who want like special pure water or whatever, sure, that's kind of a ripoff, but at least it gets rid of, like, if he baits people into buying it, whatever, but at least it gets rid of the mist problem.
We sort of have to be a little gentle with that topic. You have to imagine that the Sultan already provides water. By saying that he can provide better water, that's an immediate insult to the Sultan.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Not
Well-
to mention the fact that he gives it for free. If he were to make people pay for it, people would get pissed at him. More than they already do. And I don't think he wants that.
The only thing I'm thinking of is maybe some sort of strong wind machine or spell that can send the mist somewhere else where it can be used by people that are not close to the
What if it just shoots it
palace.
over the desert, and then maybe it'll cause rainstorms or something and turn it into, start growing vegetation out there. Who knows?
I had a thought about that. The towers themselves aren't that tall, which is why the mist immediately falls back down. If they were to just extend them up like a decent amount, it probably would just get caught in the natural wind up above and drift somewhere else. But that would cost a lot of money. I think the problem comes down to it that he's not going to spend a cent on those people. If everything is working exactly how he wants it, why fix it? Who cares if the people of Miston are suffering, if it means he still gets to make just as much profit? By making the towers bigger, that costs him money, and he'd never do that. Because it
We
doesn't
could
benefit
always
him.
raid his house like we did with that guy over at Ashton.
We most certainly shouldn't do that.
How
Don't we
how
just
are
learned the wrong lessons?
are they held into office by just because I'm the owner of these lands, so or the elected officials.
From the sounds of it, it seems to be a noble birthright kind of deal.
From the understanding I get, the Lush Towers, at least he's in power because he's the head botanist and the guy who owns the land itself.
I see.
Yeah, it's sort of it's an influence thing. For instance, Kefri Cobbler is the Knoll man you spoke to is a commoner who was sort of elected by the people of Ashtown. But some of the people on the council are, for example, like the judge was someone who was appointed, and there's business people, and like the owner of the artisan ward is also like on the council. So it's more about influence than it is about any specific process.
So I think the biggest problem we need to solve if we wanted to do that is we need to find some way for collecting the excess water that the mist towers are producing into some kind of profitable means that he could understand or want. Otherwise, anything else is just going to look like charity to him. And it's very clear to me that his public image doesn't seem to matter to him.
Maybe that would be a little bit too complicated, and I don't know exactly how it could benefit him, but maybe some sort of spell that uses largest amounts of mist as material component?
I guess. Do you even... that exist?
No, but I could try and make something out of it. Problem is, what would the effect be?
I think more importantly, what kind of spell would people want that they would need the mist for? I might not be a mage myself, but I'm quite, well learned in magic to an extent, so I gotta work on piston. But a lot of the spells that have a component that you need it for usually give a pretty good benefit as to why you want it.
Yeah, I know. But when you're a magic caster, every problem looks like a spell.
I guess. And I don't think that's a bad way of thinking. I think we need outside of the box like that. If we could find a way to make mist a material component, then that would be an export he could send to the artisan ward or to whatever business place that could sell it. Only problem is that that doesn't exist right now, and even if you made one, you'd need to spread the word of that spell and make it used on a larger scale, enough that the export would be relevant. And
maybe
that takes years, not days.
Maybe if we could... I would need to learn a little bit more about the matter, but if we could condense mist into a small ball that could be used as a way for people to use fog cloud without the need of having magic. So instead of turning the mist into a spell, turn the mist into an item.
How would you do that? Well, you need magic. I'm sure you know this, but mist after a while collects together and just becomes water. It doesn't stay mist very long.
But you would only need a fog cloud for small moments at a time.
No, I meant, how would you condense it and then keep it in mist form?
Enchantments, I would think.
So we'd still need magic.
Yeah, but any option I can think of would still require magic.
I
Even
mean,
the solution I presented would require wizards. Granted, I don't think the spell is going to be that complicated. So I don't think they're going to need super powerful wizards, but they're still going to need wizards.
I think the biggest thing, or maybe the biggest obstacle that I'm seeing is literally, Fennel himself, right? He seems to be the biggest problem because anything we try to suggest to him is going to be met with a big NO. Mostly because it'll come down to profit. So what we have to do is we have to get the rest of the town to care enough to want to fund it. That way he isn't paying for the whole thing and then probably wouldn't give a shit.
Mm.
I mean, it seemed like some of them listened to the words I said. I'm assuming not all of them, but I'm sure some of them probably got their eyes open to it more than they did before. I wonder if we could make like some kind of like what you said, some sort of wind propellant, but one that isn't powered by magic. Maybe one that's mechanical. Some kind of, I don't know, large hand, multiple hands that sort of spin. I don't
You
know,
would need
just an
some
idea.
sort of artificer for that.
Well, not
I'm a
necessarily. It
I'm
wouldn't
a
have
fan
any
of that
magic.
idea. Sorry.
I guess I'll have to give it some thought, but if we could just find some way to project the mist higher up and get caught in the natural wind up above, Mistin wouldn't have to deal with that anymore.
I agree. This is something we should probably think about, but I guess for now, let's get the stuff you need done at the forge. What was the guy's name at the forge? It was like Atlas or something, Atlan or something like that.
Oh, it's Aslate.
Aslate. Aslate.
Yeah, a slant.
A slant.
Yeah.
And what was their?
And she was a dwarf.
Oh, dwarf.
Was she a bearded dwarf?
Well, yes, of course.
Nice.
All right. You find your way down to the Golden Leaf Forge. It's fairly sparse at the moment. There's just one other person inside browsing various tools.
Go in.
You can hear some clanging from the workshop in the back.
Let's go to the workshop. Is the workshop publicly accessible?
Not really, no. I mean, she
Okay.
invited Cam in there previously, but it's sort of like behind the counter and behind a sort of what would you call it? There's like a doorway, but then there's like cloth hanging in front of it. There's a word for
Okay.
that, but I can't remember.
Well, let's just go in normally, like people who obey laws.
All right. Do you say or do anything, or you just stand there?
Hello?
One moment, I'll be with you real quick. Okay. Oh, welcome back.
Hello.
What can I do for you all now?
Do you happen to have rust?
I mean, yeah, I got a lot of it actually.
Good, I need a lot of it.
Sure. I mean, I got a bunch of scrap metal here. I was gonna clean it up and melt it down and reuse a lot of it, but I suppose I could sell it to you.
Yeah, I'd like to buy some rust.
Well, I mean, you're gonna have to grind it off yourself, but she sort of brings out a bunch of like these old plates. Looks like from like really old armor and sort of tools and implements. I was hoping to touch some of this up and give it new life, but if you want it, I guess it's yours.
Uh,
How much do you want?
so you said that, what was it, 50 gold pieces
Yes.
worth?
50 gold pieces worth, yeah.
I need 50 gold pieces worth.
All right, you're gonna have to come out back.
Okay.
She sort of leads you around to the backside of the building, where she's got this like shed area, and it's just like it looks like a bit of a scrapyard inside this shed. There's just like old rusted tools and various bits of old machinery and some bits of things that look like piston. Now I can't tell you all of this, but sure, I could part with a whole lot of it here. 50 gold pieces, and sure, you can have pretty much everything in that pile over there.
I
can't fathom why you'd want that, but hey, I mean, it's worth something to me, so...
I need it. I'm working on... It's,
You don't have to explain yourself. What you do with it is your own business.
Okay. Is the party there with me?
I don't know, party, did you follow?
Yeah, I'm with her.
Okay. I walk to the pile. Counselor.
Yeah.
Could I or could I not separate the rust from the workable metal with fabricate?
Probably not. But you could certainly try. You could spend some time doing it, I suppose.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
All right. So you go ahead and cast Fabricate, and with it you're sort of able to twist the metal and sort of get the sort of crusty rust parts of it to sort of break off. It's not an exact science, but you're able to do it decent enough. You may need to spend some more time actually brushing up and getting the rest of it off, but you do a fairly thorough job.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take it.
Sounds good. All right. Deduct 50 gold and...
Do you have that? Looks, Sylvia.
Looks at mom.
Looks to Kana.
Sword. Gives you the money.
Hey, after we go to the Adventurers Guild and pick up the, and complete these jobs, maybe we'll have enough for the sword. Even though we could buy, like, something else with that money.
Once I'm done with this spell, we could probably use it to create something better than the sword.
I mean, that was a pretty
Should work.
fancy looking sword.
Yeah, but if she was able to make it with her current tools, I imagine once I'm able to upgrade those tools, she should be able to make something better.
Are you going to charge for these upgrades?
Not
Maybe the cost
always.
of a sword?
Not always. Depends on who comes in asking for them. They're temporary anyways. So I don't see much point in charging for them.
That's fair.
Righto. So, what are you guys doing now?
Spell. No, what do you have to do for the spell? This
well,
downtime or something?
Yeah, I need some downtime.
Well, the things we have on the agenda, that person wants us to see in the artisan ward, and then there is what's her face at the military barracks.
I'd probably need to have this spell somewhat working before we go to the artisan ward.
Well, I guess we can go to the back to the tavern and try to apologize and just chill for a bit, maybe.
I guess we
Fine
could.
with that.
I guess that's what we'll do.
All right. You make your way back through the town. You see, as you approach the central market, a group of towns guard talking to a citizen. Yes, it was about an hour ago. They say it was a Goliath man and a
Oh.
elven woman.
We go the other way.
They are good guys. Come
Yeah,
on.
we go the other way.
Okay, you go up this way.
Uh,
That was still today, remember?
Yeah, I forgot.
yeah.
You make your way back to the Lazy Camel. You see the window, which had been shattered, now has some boards haphazardly placed over it. In
Yeah, I
fact, you
think
see the Minotaur man currently sort of putting those together, just sort of grumbling under his breath as he like puts up a board and nails in across the window.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to fix that.
He hasn't noticed you yet.
I approach him.
I go too.
I also go.
I also go.
Ah. You're back. Not here to break any more of my windows, are you?
Quite the opposite. Do you happen to have the working glass around somewhere?
Looks down at the ground beneath him. There might
it
be a
still
little
there?
bit left of it here, but we cleaned most of it up.
Can I get it? I can fix that window for you.
Sure, I guess. He sort of goes back to a bit of a trash heap. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. Knock yourself out, I guess.
Oh, I'm going to fabricate a new window.
All right. You cast fabricate and well, tell me how you reconstruct this window there.
Well, I grab the pieces of glass that are around and I just meld them together. Make a window. Make a
Right.
what is it, like a square shape?
Yeah,
Make
it's
it-
just a
make like
square, fairly simple pane of glass.
Yeah, make just a pane and
And then drop it.
Here you go. Drops it. Shatters again. Fuck. Well, ain't that fancy?
I'm sorry for what happened. It won't happen again.
It better not.
Can we still use your services?
He's sort of like holding the glass pane. Yeah, well, all right.
We thank you for that. Again, we are very sorry.
Thanks a lot.
Just, no more blowing stuff up.
We'll try not
Tristan
to.
bows his
Okay.
head.
All
We'll
right.
try, we swear.
Well, now that that just happened, let's go to our room so that I can blow some shit up.
Oh god, he's gonna hate us by the end of our time here.
Alrighty. So you just want to take some time to practice this spell?
Yeah.
Roll Arcana.
That's a 22.
All right. Describe to me the process of you developing your spell.
Well, pretty much like I told Cam when I was explaining the spell to her, I start using chronology arrays to try and find one that can peer into alternate futures for the object itself and see what sort of upgrades that type of tool has in those futures to try and optimize its efficiency.
All right. So, what tools are you looking to practice on?
I don't know. Anyone want to lend me your tools? I don't think I have tools on my body. I have a hammer.
All right. That's sufficient, I suppose. So, as you sort of place the hammer in front of you, you grab a sort of pinch of rust and you sprinkle it in a circle around the hammer. You focus on it and you search through timelines to where this hammer would be in a better state than it currently is. And the hammer sort of, you see it sort of like shifting and morphing through like all these different timelines. Sometimes it's like broken and rotted, the handle's rotted away, and other times it's in nice pristine condition. As it sort of like morphs, it's like happening like several times a second as it's like flying faster and faster and faster until eventually it stops. And you see this pristine Mastercraft hammer that is has a fine like leather grip on it, and the mallet head is made of a hardy steel rather than the iron that the previous hammer was. It lands down in front of you, and it's almost looks a bit unstable when you look at it. It's sort of like shimmering and like not quite corporeal, but it's there.
I look around. Anyone blew up? No third hands. No fourth legs.
I check for third hands.
You have
I checked
47
for third
hands.
eye.
You check for a
No,
third
it's
eye.
about normal.
That's about normal now. By the way, is it? Do I still feel it moving around?
It is presently closed,
Oh, I see.
and it is not on your forehead.
Okay, so yeah, pretty much. 'Cause
It's in your hand.
It's my hand.
I grab the hammer and hold it.
Feels a bit weird in your hand. Again, it's almost like it's struggling to exist in its current state.
Okay. I grab my manacles and I give it a whack.
Roll a strength check.
I'm sure it's gonna work.
Oh man, this is gonna be great. Yeah. 17 minus 1, 16.
Sorry, my audio cut out for just a sec. My headphones died. I just plugged them
16.
in. What was that, 16? Alright. Alright. You give it a hearty strike. And it's sort of like the vibration sort of like send back through you, and you sort of start vibrating as you like strike against them. The hammer seems solid, but Sylvia is less so. But it holds together and works just fine.
Yeah, okay. Is anyone in the room with me?
Presumably
am.
the party is, yeah.
Everyone is now.
Okay. Well, there's some kinks to iron out, but I think it kind of works. I don't know how well it could work as a tool. I'm not so much of a toolsmith. I look at Cam. How well do you think you could use this? I hand her the hammer.
Is it heavy?
I mean, it's pretty heavy, but it's usable. It's a very, very finely crafted hammer. Although, again, it's distinctly almost incorporeal, where its form almost like shudders and shivers.
Can I poke at it with my finger?
You can. It feels solid. It just appears very strange.
I'm gonna give it to Piston. Piston, what do you think? You're the blacksmith between the two of us. Piston will give it some swings.
It is a really solid hammer, well balanced. It's it's got like a really sturdy head. The handle has a really nice grip on it, so you're able to sort of like hit things real hard without, losing grip or whatnot. So
I'm going to extend my arm out and I'm going to strike at it with the hammer as if, like in a motion that he would striking an anvil.
you're
But-
actually striking your arm
Yes.
with force. All right, make the strength check. Actually,
There we go.
Pretty good.
Lol. That one.
Do you want me
Oh
to,
no.
do you want me to chrono shift that, my friend?
No, it's fine.
you take a swing at your arm, and you see like a bit of a dent in your arm there.
The
The
arm
hammer's
falls off.
really good, but now you got a bit of a dent in your arm.
Piston, what the fuck? And Piston just gives you the thumbs up and hands back your hammer.
Are you alright, buddy?
He nods yes.
I suppose you take 2 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, and Cam immediately sits him down and starts working on undenting his arm.
So,
Why you gotta go off making problems for me to fix?
can I now cast this spell?
Yes, you can attempt to cast it.
Okay,
Oh.
and does it
Attempt.
have like consumable material components, or did the rust not consume?
The rust did not consume.
Okay.
It is not a
When-
consumable component.
When I see Cam starting to go to work, I go like, wait. Let's give this one a try and see how it works on use. Can you lend me your tools for a second, Cam?
Yeah, sure, here. I give her the screwdriver.
Okay. Okay. Let's try this again. And I begin casting it again on the screwdriver.
Again, the screwdriver's form begins shifting and changing, it's almost cycling through hundreds of different possibilities for it, before eventually landing on one with a sturdy steel neck and a adamantine tip.
Oh dang, you pimped it out.
Okay, now try it out. See how well it works.
Alright, I'm gonna use it on trying to fix Piston.
It works exquisitely.
Like, in reality, like, what is the difference between it being like this before?
It's an electric screwdriver.
Yeah, I was like, what benefits does this screwdriver actually do that's any different than what my regular screwdriver?
The biggest difference is the quality of the head. With the screwdrivers that you had, the iron ones that you've been using, as the head's dull, it becomes harder and harder to catch screws as you work. The adamantine tip holds its form and shape so well, and it even has like a little bit of a notching at the top that allows you to sort of really drive into the screw itself, or rather catch it and dig into it. So even for screws that are slightly stripped, it's able to sort of cut into it and give it grip.
Oh, that is good. Is this permanent?
It should only last a couple of hours.
Oh.
That's rough.
No, but I mean, that's still really freaking cool.
This should work with any type of tool. So I look at Tanjun and the keg. It should also work with your thief's tools, in theory. Some of the contents of some kits, like maybe some gauzes. I don't know. There's many possibilities of what I can use this for. But I look at the screw. It still needs some arrangements. In theory, the whole tool should change into a more advanced version of itself, not just a quality change.
Well, the whole
Like-
tool did change. Like the tool itself is like a much, like the entire form of the tool changed. It's a completely different tool.
Oh, okay. It should not look like that. It should have a more solid form. Well, it is a new spell, and I guess that's more than a lot of wizards can say, especially at my age. And if you say it works great, then I guess this was a success.
Yeah, good job.
Now, I just need to work out those kinks.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get to it.
All right. So, now what would the party like to do?
How long did that all take?
A couple hours of work, figuring stuff out. It's still a prototype spell, but it's the foundation of it is there.
And where are we doing this at? Like all in freaking Sylvia's room or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
I
at
mean,
some
you're
point,
seeing the birth of a new spell. What more do you want?
true. No, at some point during the whole development process, I would like to so backtracking a little bit, I guess. Like I would like to say like oh, I'm gonna go get a drink or something like that. Or yeah, that's what I'll say. I'm gonna go get a drink, and then I want to ask the keg if he wants to go get a drink
Yeah.
downstairs.
Let's get drinks.
Heck yeah! All right, be right back.
Let's get drunk.
All right. So you make your way downstairs.
All right, yeah, I guess I just sit at the bar and then I say, all right, I want to same thing, milk on the rocks.
My God, what are you
And
ordering again?
and whatever he wants.
Whatever I want?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
No, never mind. He wants a milk on the rocks.
Now that you've asked 3 times, no.
Oh well.
All right, coming up. And he gives you 2 milks on the rocks.
All right, I give him a gold.
All right.
What the heck is wrong with you? Drink milk?
What?
Rock?
What's wrong with milk on the rocks?
A lot of things is wrong with that.
Name one.
It's milk? It's on the rocks?
What is wrong with either of those things?
On the rocks that should be drank with alcohol. What's the point?
What?
What is the point of milk on the rocks?
I mean, it's to drink.
No, I mean, the milk by itself fine.
You have a problem
but
with
on
someone
the
trying to
rocks-
have a good time?
Yes. I do. Well, not really. It's just I like to mess with you. That's alright. But in any case, like on the rocks is weird, right?
No.
I shouldn't ask you. I forgot. Yeah, so for you it's normal.
It is kind of weird, actually.
Yeah, right. See, someone agrees with me.
You guys just aren't cultured. And I take a sip.
No, you better
Seems to
talk.
me as there's just soda waters down there. You know what? It ain't my business. I got shit to do.
I give him like a little. I lift up my glass towards him. All right. Anyways,
Alright.
so I was just wondering how you're feeling.
I don't know. I feel okay. I don't feel any changes. I feel okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I mean, my arms are still there. My legs still there. I just grew an eye. Which is, of course, not okay.
I like look at his head. Do I see an eye?
Well, is your cap on, Keg?
It is, yes. My head is
Then
on.
no, you do not see an eye.
I will just lift a little bit so only Tenju sees it. If there's supposed to be an eye.
Is it just like a forehead, or is it like
It
there's
just
an
looks
eye?
like a forehead, just a regular old normal ass forehead.
But I did see the eye before, though, right?
You did, yes.
It doesn't seem like
It's not
there's
there
anything there now.
Sometimes it is there, sometimes it is not.
I want to feel his forehead.
Do you allow this, Keg?
A weird way to phrase this, but I mean, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I touch his forehead.
It seems very weird to do this in front of, like, at the bar.
I take a sip of my milk while I'm doing it.
That is that is concerning.
It's
Is it-
just a normal ass forehead. It's smooth, silky smooth.
It's like my bald head.
That is very strange.
No,
I don't
shit,
know how,
yes, it
like,
is.
An organ can just, or a body part could just disappear. Or up here, for that matter. But as long as you feel good, I guess that's what's most important.
I mean, I say I feel good. Like it doesn't hurt or what. It's just I'm not.
What about
cool with
your-
this is not normal.
What about your thoughts, your mental?
I feel. I don't know. How do I feel? Okay.
I mean, you tell me.
I felt fine. I don't feel like there's any mental problem or physical problem. I'm just.
Well, let's not get carried away here, but
I mean, kind of.
What about
I
your
don't feel any
powers and stuff?
changes from before and after this third eye appeared.
So you're having problems with your powers that you had before still?
Yeah, yeah, I told you about it. Just that now, whenever, like now, I cannot use my psychic power, but when this eye appear, I can, and this is what's so weird about it. Why is it like this? From this realm that I got into, like this crystal ball, that's how it happened. But why said those kind of condition? It feels so weird to me. I just don't know how to wrap my head around this problem.
roll a wisdom check.
Alright. Ooh, my first roll of the night. It might be my last roll too. Who knows? 13. What was my wisdom? -1, so 12.
Well, you vaguely remember someone pressing their thumb against your forehead.
Thumb.
Mhm.
And I do remember that it was in the realm. The weird.
It's foggy and misty, but you can feel the pressure, the sort of warmth of their thumb pressing against your forehead, right where the eye appeared.
Okay. Well, I do remember something. It's some kind of I think a finger, more precisely a thumb, pressing right where my third eye is supposed to be.
When was
That's what
this?
I remember actually.
Like when you were unconscious?
I don't know when. It's but I have this kind of feeling.
So what all
Some-
do you remember that happened back at that tent?
What?
What all do you remember that happened back at that tent?
What else do I remember? I remember the start of it.
So what what happened? Like how did you go unconscious?
I touched the crystal ball.
So that's all you did was just touch it.
That's all I did. far
And
as
you
I
don't,
remember,
and
yeah.
there's nothing you remember afterwards besides maybe like finger in the forehead.
Afterward, I remember like being in
You-
that
You remember
Well,
you met the guru.
and
The
I met the girl
guru spoke to you, and
spoke to
he then approached you. But after he approached you, you don't remember what happened.
Yes, I do not remember what happened.
What? So what does
It's
this guru
yeah.
look like?
I don't know. What does he look like? Emily?
The guru was well, he was very short. First of all, he was a tiny little figure, cloaked in purple. His skin was red, and he had a long snout.
Yeah, there you go. You heard God.
What was this? You said something about his skin? Long
Red skin.
snout. Oh,
It
red
was
skin.
red and scaly, as a matter
Oh,
of fact.
red and scaly.
And a long snout. Not like an elephant snout, but like just like
Just
Or like
really
a-
long
like a-
nose.
alligator.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
In
Interesting.
fact, he reminded you of someone. Of Dex.
oh. Uh,
He was very kobold-esque.
ah. You look like a kobold. You know, there's monsters there that I mistakenly
Oh, like
killed.
Dex.
Yes.
What happened to him again?
Oh, he died because of me.
Oh yeah. I'll pour
That
one out
happened.
for him, and I pour some milk on the counter.
On the counter. Can I make the reflex to move my my drink just below where he's pouring?
Yes, you can. Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh my god.
What?
Bro, you got plus 11 in sleight of hand. I don't know what you're worried
Yeah.
about.
So 10 plus 11, so 21.
Never mind. Yeah, easily. Taji goes to pour one out, and you like whip your drink under it without spilling anything, and catch all of the stuff he's gonna spill.
Oh, I guess that
To make
works.
No more problem, no messes. What are you doing?
Oh, I was just honoring our fallen comrade.
Then ask for a third drink. Instead of pouring it on the counter.
That's a good point. Yeah, I was just wanting to make sure you're all good and everything.
Well,
But-
now I'm wondering if you are all good.
I'm all good.
You
This,
don't seem all good at all. I think it's the milk that's
yeah,
getting
the
to
milk's
your head.
making me a little loopy,
Yeah, I can tell.
but I guess we
Maybe I
should
should
get
bring
back with
that
the
milk.
others then.
I don't know what's in that. What's in there?
It's milk and ice.
Well, for some reason he's getting drunk out of it.
Only the hardest of stuff.
Milk on the
Milk
rocks.
in a
What?
dirty glass.
But yeah, I feel okay.
That's
Like,
good.
It feels the same before and after I got this. Hi.
All right, as long as you're good, we don't need you like, going unconscious randomly or anything. Especially if we have all these important events that might be occurring soon.
Well, another problem that I could think of is that I don't know when this third eye is gonna open, and so I don't know I don't know when I will be able to use my powers.
I mean, you're a pretty skilled fellow in other regards, so I think
Yeah, but it's
sure.
like half of me is gone.
It's a yeah, I agree. It's kind of like a handicap, but we got your back.
I mean, I know you guys got my back. I just don't want to be a bother or a problem, like a dead weight. I mean,
Oh, no,
I
you're
think
not a dead weight.
What I have. There's what is good to be crafty. That's what detective is. That's what it's about. A
True.
good detective it's about being crafty.
Not just the
Yeah,
good
no, I have to get
detective.
back.
It's a world's greatest detective.
Yes. As you might know, as all of you might know, I am indeed the greatest detective.
Yeah, we've heard.
We'll make sure to fulfill my role.
Yee, could you please mute?
Oh, I'm not mute? I'm sorry.
Or not muted? Sorry, I didn't hear. I did not notice.
Yeah, I guess we should probably get back with the others to see if they're finished up yet.
Yeah. All right, I'll just chug it down. The milk. One gulp, and then go.
Finish your milk.
As I go, I'm like, ugh, milk it. Ugh. There.
All right. So, the party reconvenes. Sylvia has finished her prototype spell, and you guys have had a nice conversation over a glass of milk. What would you like to do now?
Do you think we should? What was this person's name? Was it June Rayfield? It was the artisan person. Let's see, person.
Yeah, June Rayfield.
Do you think are we ready to go talk with June Rayfield?
Well, I have the spell working. It's still in prototype, but we can at least show it off.
Yeah, I agree. Prototypes are good to at least have for these types of discussion, and plus we don't know what exactly she has in mind. Maybe she has some ideas and whatnot that could be beneficial.
Yeah, I'm sure that it can at least give her a little bit more comfort knowing that I wasn't just speaking out of my ass.
True.
Should you be swearing that much? Aren't you like 12?
I talk the way you guys teach me to.
When have I ever said that?
Fuck.
That is not helpful, Keg.
Sorry, it's the milk. It's trying to go back up. I'm sorry.
Are you lactose intolerant?
I don't think so. I think it's just because it was on the rock.
Keg, roll for lactose intolerance.
Oh shit. Hang on, guys.
Roll for lactose intolerance.
Seriously, give me a roll, D20. Do it.
Roll really? Okay.
Well then, Sylvia, let me give you advice. When you're talking to someone who sort of has that kind of influence and that much importance, don't swear. It comes off as improper.
I'll do my best.
Guys,
What?
not one.
You are in fact lactose intolerant.
Oh
my
no.
God, really?
Oh man, you're gonna have the runs later.
Well, I think it's because of that third eye, but I don't feel so good.
Hey, have you ever drank milk before?
I think so.
I think you might be allergic to it.
I think it's that damn phone. You're on your phone too much.
Well, that might be a problem. And then I run to the toilet.
All right. Well, I guess while he deals with that.
What about you, Cam? Are you ready to talk to the artisan about this problem?
Sure, I am.
I guess we can do
I
that.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to provide any solid stuff because I can't just make my things with magic. I have to actually prototype them.
I mean, that's what I think is a good balance. Like, we make a good balanced team because we have some magic power. We also have some tinkering power, and mechanics and stuff are very good. They complement the magic, and the magic complements the mechanics. So I think it could work out if we
Agree more.
we do some kind of like hybrid solution.
Maybe we could, and it might be a problem that they could maybe make themselves. Just because, eventually we're going to have to leave this town. We can't be spending months here developing stuff for them.
Yeah, I'm thinking the plan for now or today would be we try not to spend too much time here doing this problem, and then we maybe can get over to gosh, we have a lot to do actually. Probably should go talk to Ali at the barracks, and then go to the adventures. Or maybe we should go to the Adventurers Guild first, because I don't know what their hours are. And then go talk to. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. So we'll talk. We'll do June, and figure out what we should like a point of attack, and then go to the Adventurers Guild and try to see if we can actually take on these tasks, and then talk to Allie, and then tomorrow morning, first thing, we can get on with everything. What do you guys think about that?
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we enter the artisan ward, I'm going to alter self to, look older again.
So you make your way in, or rather, as you begin to make your way in, you come to a gate at the front here. 2 guards stand outside. Hello. Do you have an appointment? Do you have business?
Yes, I show them the note that I was given.
Takes a minute to read it. All right. Unlatch. They open up the gate, and you're allowed in.
We go in.
Yeah, let's go in.
Do you know where we'll find her?
It should say in the note.
Yep.
Did you read the note?
Presumably.
I read the note. Where is she located?
She could just be found in this building right here.
How does this ward look?
It is quite well put together. This whole area seems quite wealthy. The sort of it's fairly sparse here, though. There aren't a whole lot of people here in the artisan ward, but those who are here look to be quite wealthy.
What kind of artisan stuff do we see? Is there anything that's more prominent, or is it like just a mix of everything?
A few practices being seen here. Within this building, you see a lot of people doing sort of medicinal work. They are like mortar, pestle. They've got like some beakers going, cooking things.
So like apothecaries?
Yeah, sort of like an apothecary. Like not sort of like an apothecary, just an apothecary. In this building here, you can see people doing some sculpting. Particularly, they're doing ice sculptures. Sort of various like statues and whatnot, and you can see them with quite. There's one person who's sort of leading them, a lizard folk, and she seems quite proficient in it. And she's sort of teaching this class for a group of other folk who are sort of following along as she's relaying her techniques.
Wait, okay, guys. This just popped into my head, so maybe you guys can hear it and tell me if I'm crazy or not. Is that what the Sultan provides is water, right?
I believe so.
They can't get any ice. So what if the Lush Towers were to collect all of its mist into a container, and then they could turn it into ice and sell it as a luxury item?
Like maybe like small broken bits of ice to maybe you can use to make things cold.
Yeah, sure. You could
like liquids.
Yeah, you could put it in drinks or something, or even more, they could sell it to the artisans here. Big blocks of ice that they could use for sculpting.
Something you have noticed. I can't believe Milk on the Rocks is actually coming back, but
oh yeah, true.
Ice is not something that seems sparse here. They're easily able to provide ice for Tanju's silly drink.
Oh, damn it. Well, it was an idea that came to my head. Seems like they've got that problem solved.
Anyways, I guess we approach the building.
And as a matter of fact, you see June Rayfield just outside. She's speaking with a gentleman, but when she sees you, she goes, "Ah, yes. I'm glad you could make it."
Hello.
You had spoke about an idea, perhaps, about how to solve the issue with Miston. I'd hoped to hear more. Come, let us sit inside.
Mm-hmm. Let's go
She-
in, everyone.
Brings you into a small circular room. There are padded leather sofas, sort of around the exterior of or perimeter of the room. Sorry, and it opens up to a large domed roof with these beautiful floral patterns painted across it. The room itself is actually very pleasantly air conditioned, unlike say the tavern, which tended to get sort of hot and muggy in the desert heat. This room is very comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell me more about this spell you're working on.
Well, I'm glad to say I managed to create a prototype of it, so it works. At least my theory wasn't wrong. It can be used, however, I still need to work out some of the imperfections of it. Cam, do you still have your screwdriver with you?
Yeah, right here.
Is it still affected?
I don't know. Has it been an hour?
Does it last an hour?
Yes,
That's what
last
you
an hour.
told me.
Okay. Has it been an hour?
Maybe a little under an hour. Yeah, let's say it's still there.
Okay. I'll show it.
Here it is. I managed to use it on this screwdriver.
He pulls out some reading glasses and puts them on before grabbing it.
It also is used on a smithing hammer, which we can also say worked very well.
I can see. And this is simply a prototype spell. We can expect better results in the future.
Yeah,
She's sort
maybe
of carefully inspecting it.
I can make the quality be better or even magical with some luck. Make it last longer. And,
Great.
well,
I'll purchase it.
What?
How much?
what?
Your notes. The spell. I would like to purchase it.
Oh, I would not sell it yet. It's still just under works.
Well, then come back to me when you're satisfied. This kind of enchantment is particularly useful in my line of work. I should much like to have my own casters be able to replicate it.
That's a pretty
Sure.
big honor.
Well, at the very least, we should experiment with it. I would like to purchase the prototype.
Okay.
I'd be willing to pay 200 gold pieces.
If I may ask a question, no, not to be rude to either one of you, what exactly does that entail? Are you talking about purchasing the full ownership of this spell?
I wish to purchase the notes so that we may research it on our own. This seems to have a lot of potential, and I should like to develop it further.
What was your fake name again that you used? My
Kyrian
brain.
so valiant.
Kyrian. Well, Kyrian, are you okay with that? If you were to sell it to them, it means theoretically you couldn't really put your name on it anymore.
I look back at Cam with eyes of, yeah, that works for me. I wouldn't have put my name on it anyways.
What I mean is that this is a one-time sort of premium purchase. can't ever sell it again.
Well, I wasn't planning
I
on
do not
selling
intend
it.
that to be the case. I'm not looking to purchase the rights for it necessarily. I am simply looking to get a look at your notes and be able to develop it further myself.
Oh, we know that. I mean, if you buy the prototype and then develop it further, it means any further developments are not on Kyrion's sort of end. It means that would be on you. So you'd
Correct.
profit from that, not necessarily the person who developed the prototype.
Well, nothing stops me from developing further. I'm sure we can come to different conclusions.
I'm simply bringing up the counterpoint is all. Obviously, you're the one who made this spell. The final decision is yours.
Well, I have no trouble with selling the notes. However, can I add a stipulation to it?
Oh. Sort of leans in, the fingers interlocking, and she sort of leans forward on her hands.
You say you want to continue developing it. I'd very much like it for the development to be for the good, you know? I do not wish to see this spell be used to harm people.
Well,
It
from
was
what I can
not
tell,
its
it's...
intended use.
Well, you are a sweet young lady. I can assure you that I have no intention to use this for harm. Look around you, the community I've built. We are creators. We are builders. Artisans, crafters. That is what I intend to use it for.
Also, not to be mean or nothing, but that's sort of an impossible request. I mean, theoretically, I could use my screwdriver to hurt someone.
Yeah, but
Not really the person casting it that gets to decide what exactly it gets used for afterwards.
what I mean is this spell, as it is right now, does not work on weaponry, and I would like it to remain so.
Well, I give you my word, whatever that may be worth to you, that we wouldn't use it on such things. I have no interest in doing harm to others, just progressing the craft.
Your call.
Very well. I'm willing to share my notes with you.
Perfect. And the price is agreeable? 200 gold pieces?
I want to roll on that, seeing as Sylvia has a background on being from a commercial family.
Yep, roll insight.
Inside 19.
19? That seems a bit low. She knows business, and she knows haggling. She started low, and was a bit surprised that you agreed to the price. But
That's why I
she's
tried to
kicking it.
stop you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, she's just doing business. It
Yeah,
doesn't
no.
seem like it's not coming from a place of volition. She just started low.
No, you can save money where you can. Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah, that is the one part that I kind of think we can change a little bit. It may be a prototype spell, but it's still a spell that has never been seen before.
It's also a spell that has a lot of potential.
Not to mention,
What is your counteroffer?
How much was she trying to lowball me? Like a lot, a little bit?
Well, it's a prototype, so there's an inherent risk in getting it. I'm gonna leave that to your own discretion there, Yi.
Hmm.
I don't mind discussing it with you, but up to you.
Yeah, I'll discuss it.
Take your time.
you want my honest opinion, it is a prototype, which means that there's very much a chance for this to blow up in their face as much as it is ours. 200 is low, no kidding that, but I personally think no higher than 300. Otherwise, we're just scalping her.
Mm,
If it was
Yeah.
a finished spell, I'd say it'd be worth way more than that, but unfortunately it's not. And we don't really have the evidence to prove that. Theoretically, it can go further than that, but we've put no work into seeing if it actually can.
yeah. Besides, I'm also curious on seeing how they develop this spell.
That could be a sort of thing you put into it, in addition to the payment, just to be updated. Maybe get letters or notes about things like that.
Yeah.
Basically have open communications with them when it comes to the development of this spell. Is something that you could add to it. To the terms, I mean.
Yeah, just
I
send,
think that. What?
just send notes to Audex Terra. Bang.
Yeah.
That's true. There, you actually have a place for them to send it to, too.
Yeah, I'd say 300 gold pieces, and if possible, I would like you to send notes of your advancements on this spell to this address, and I write down the address of our little tavern.
Well, if you expect us to be sharing our research and advancements as well, I'm afraid I can't go any higher than 250.
How about we make this a mutual thing? I will also be sharing my advancements with you. We can be changing notes and pump up that price to 275.
Roll persuasion.
Any advantage because I've been helping them?
He's pretty shrewd.
I don't think I need it because I rolled a 19, so
All right.
23.
She narrows her eyes at you, stares through you. You have a deal. 275. She stands up and goes to a bit of a side room before returning with a pouch and placing it down. And your notes?
I take out my notes.
All right. She hands it off to a Knowlish man who then proceeds to take it into a back room and begin copying them.
While that whole transaction's sort of transpiring in the back with the copying of the notes, I was hoping I could pick your brain for a minute if you wouldn't mind.
But of course.
It's about the problem in Mist, and with the Lush Towers.
Ah, yes. What did you want to know?
Well, I guess I heard, I had a long discussion with Mr. Cobbler about his thoughts on it. I guess generally, what are your thoughts on the situation?
It is unfortunate, of course, but somewhat inevitable. The tower provides so much for us. We're mostly cut off. I'm sure you've experienced as such on your way here. It's hard for us to get supplies from, well, the Empire or from elsewhere.
Well, I just had a thought. More like, I understand that, you know, Mr. Latham is very Yes, he's a sack of crap. Had to stop myself there. Almost said a bad word. But I also understand why he is the way he is, and more importantly, why he is so successful. I'm not an idiot enough to say that what he's doing isn't doing good, too. The medicine and food he provides is very obviously a benefit to this town that they just can't get rid of. I guess I was wondering, do you know him, I guess, that well? I know you're on the same council with him, but have you ever talked to him in, I guess, closed doors before? Is he any different when not in public?
She takes pause, thinking about whether or not she should answer that, but Mr. Latham, we've done business before. How could we not? Many of the tools and systems he uses were designed by my engineers. It is somewhat of a point of shame to see the water towers producing such misery for the people of Miston. But unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do about it. We've proposed redesigns, improvements, but he doesn't want to foot the bill.
That's what I thought was the reason. I guess I just need to hear it from someone official before I just made that accusation. I had my assumptions, but I didn't want to just out and say it. Is there any way that maybe this could be a communal thing?
Unfortunately, Mr. Latham holds a great deal of influence and power. There are many people in this city who are in his pocket. He's bought his loyalty, and as flimsy as that can be, it's widespread.
Yeah, and I'm assuming Mr. Descartes is one of those people in his deep pockets.
In that assumption, I believe you're correct, though I have no solid evidence of this. Mr. Descartes tends to fold easily to Latham's will.
Perhaps it's just from my own upbringing and where I'm from, but when you're the dressed person in the slums, or the best dressed person in the slums, it's pretty obvious that you have money. To some degree. He is very not like the same people who live there. And it's not like he's trying to hide it. Or if he is, he's doing a real bad job of it.
Well, unfortunately, I do not hold the same influence as Sir Latham.
Do you think there's any way to talk to him within reason? I get he'd probably want something out of it if he could.
Indeed, if it's not to his own benefit, I think he'll have a hard time convincing him of anything.
The only two ways I could think of that is finding some way to repurpose the mist into something profitable. But unfortunately, every idea we've had or thought of usually gets shot down with the fact that water is just such an abundant product here that it really isn't needed for anything else. Hence why they shoot the mist out in the first place. I'm assuming they don't need to recollect it.
No, the Palace of Ice provides us with a near unlimited source.
How do the water towers in there work? The same way as the Palace of Ice?
No, the water towers pump water from below, from the why was my mind blanking on fucking...
From the river?
Yeah, I guess river, sure. Canals, that's the word I was looking for. Yes, they pump water from the canals below.
Do you think if there was some kind of air propulsion device set somewhere within the pumps themselves to maybe blow the mist upward more, just so it's not landing in Miston, do you think he'd be open to that idea?
If it could be done in such a way that he would see profit from it, I'm sure he'd be all ears. But if you want my opinion, that sounds like a cost sink. Something that needs to be maintained. And I know him well enough to know that that is not something that he'd be terribly interested in.
It'd need to be maintained as much as the pumps themselves, so I suppose it wouldn't be like adding anything different to the routine.
In engineering, any part you add to a system further complicates it. It adds more points of failure. It adds more maintenance costs, more expertise.
Solution can't possibly just be to leave things the way they are, though.
I agree, but unfortunately, it is not I who makes that decision.
Well, the only other thing I can think of, and maybe you could explain to me a little bit more why, is if that place was able to generate revenue themselves, then they could do things to help fix their problem. But Mr. Descartes over there seems a bit hesitant to try anything. I know I suggested mining, there seems to have been an issue in the past, but he doesn't really seem all that open to trying any other exports.
Yes, Mr. Descartes, he's a bit sheepish, a bit
Kind of a
hesitant to
coward.
do anything. Yes, you've got that right. His resolve is lesser than I would hope, and his public's works are certainly lacking. Not that his budget is particularly large.
Maybe this is more just me asking about gossip or hearsay, but at the meeting, he kept looking at Mr. Latham quite a bit when I was asking him about finding some ways to add revenue to his place. Does Mr. Latham want to keep Miston the way it is?
That I don't know.
Is there some kind of benefit to the town being the way it is that I'm just not seeing?
I cannot fathom why he would do it, other than sheer cruelty.
I would
Whether or
like
not
to hope that that's not true.
Whether or not there is a strict and actual benefit to it, I do not know.
Well, I appreciate you
Unfortunately,
answering my questions.
Yes. I would be careful, though. Lathan does hold a lot of influence. Going around asking questions about him may make you a target. You best be careful.
Well, ma'am, I have a feeling that that would only be a problem if said words ever made it to Mr. Latham. But you seem like a nice person.
Yes, I merely insinuating that there are many people who are in his pocket and would like a favor or debt repaid for information.
Oh?
Just be careful who you discuss this with.
I'll be sure to. So far, I've only discussed it with two, so I suppose if anything happens, I'll be able to guess which one was the one that squealed on me.
Well, I hope to continue working with your friend here, so I can assure you that I intend to bring you no wrongdoings.
Well, I appreciate you hearing. Thank you for giving me what you could.
Anyway, I have much to attend to. Thank you for speaking with me, and thank you for doing business.
Can I roll an insight check on her?
Sure thing. Roll insight.
Throughout the conversation, like, did she seem like one of those people in his pockets? Any movements when I was asking questions? Anything I could detect, maybe?
Yeah, roll insight.
Okay. That is a 15.
15. She definitely seemed hesitant around the topic of debt to Latham. Whether or not, or how much, is unclear. You do get the impression that she does owe Latham, and that a lot of people do.
Yeah, I'm under the assumption it's more of like he's probably like a big contributor to the artisan ward, and she probably doesn't like him, but knows that, you know.
Yeah, you do get the impression that she's genuine in her disdain for him.
Well, at least that's good. This is a tough problem to solve.
Especially if we want to solve it the legal way.
Well,
That's
the
it.
illegal way doesn't solve anything either. Killing them wouldn't change anything.
I mean, I do have some poison. What?
This is out of character. We're not discussing killing Latham in front of her, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah. This is
Yes,
all out of character.
I figured as much.
I could just put some in the Lush Towers in his coffee supply or something. I don't know.
If you poison the water, you kill this town. That's not solving the problem.
There is no problem.
It is.
There is no town.
Yes.
No war in Bossing Say.
We'll turn it into poison mist. It's literally the fog from like a battle royale or something.
Yeah, just kill all of Miston with poisoning fucking mist.
I
There's
guess
no
when we're-
listen.
I guess when we're done here, I'll turn to the group and I'll say, seems like trying to find some way around this, the legal way, for someone without influence and power is all but impossible. We could design things to stop the mist, but he's not going to pay for them, and other people in this town ain't going to pay for it. The guy who runs Miston isn't going to do anything to change it because for whatever reason, Latham's got him under his thumb. It seems like the only way I could imagine us fixing something is getting someone of influence, higher influence than him, to do something about it. And
True.
there's
How about
only
getting
one
the
person.
Sultan?
That's
Yeah.
the only person I can think of.
I mean, there is another route, but it's like a more like long-term path.
What's that?
Like you were saying, if we can get the mining operation back on track and maybe have Miston be the ones that profits off of that themselves. Sure, they're gonna be like struggling because of the mist for a while, but mining operations, in my understanding, are pretty lucrative. So eventually down the road, they should have enough income to like even surpass what, and like, you know, and the more money they make, the more people that would be on their side, if that makes sense.
No, I hear you, and I agree with that.
But that's a more long-term solution, probably,
What-
and not immediate.
What I believe
I
is
think they need
that
that anyway. They need a long term, regardless of whether or not we can fix anything for them now. Otherwise, even if we were to fix it, they still have no way to make income. They would just fall back into the same problem.
I mean, yeah, the best scenario is to have a short-term solution that fixes this, and then also do the long-term, so that they have that as well. Like that would be like the best case. But
That's what I'm saying. When we go to stop the Hollow Blight or stop your friend Guava or whatever he's turned into, if we found a way to stop the Hollow Blight, I think the Sultan would be indebted to us. We might be able to ask him for a favor.
I think, as much as it's disgusting to think about it, that the guy, he doesn't want the people of Miston to get out of that situation.
so
He
I
seemed
got
to
that
be very
feeling too.
he seemed to be very dismissive of those races.
Well, he seemed to be dismissive of the guy in Ashtown, too. He only seems to view people of nobility of anything of worth, which is hilarious because if he went down south, he'd be treated like any other orc. He only has the kind of power he does here because he's in this area of the world.
yeah, that was something else that was on my mind. Is I think there's something that people don't know that's going on, and we would probably need to maybe, I don't know, go around the Lush Towers and potentially and see if there's anything weird going on. I don't really know that we're not aware about.
I
The
don't
only
think
thing
he'd
I
be
could
very
imagine-
willing to. I don't think he'd be very willing to give us a tour after the talking we gave him at the meeting.
No, but if there was something going on between the Lush Tower and Miston, the people of Miston would know about it. Not just the people at the Lush Towers.
Unless
What
they're
if
like,
what if because they're poor and can't do anything, he's using them for free labor?
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Something like that.
That would explain why he wants to keep them that way. Unpaid work is very profitable.
But I have a feeling that even if the town of Misson knows about that type of thing, it might. If that is the case, that's probably something that's super hush hush. So they probably wouldn't even talk about it, even if we were trying to find out about it.
I think that all comes down to who we ask. Maybe if I can find someone who'd be willing to talk about it, I might be able to get some answers.
Yeah, maybe.
Irregardless, at the current moment, our next big point of interest is going to the Blight anyway.
Yeah, I was wondering if we can. Do any of you know where the Adventurers Guild is?
In this town? Nope.
Maybe.
I imagine we can ask that Golden Dragonborn woman, Ellie
true.
Ramport.
What time is it? Or is it late?
It's about 5 o'clock.
Should we try to ask a stranger where that is first, or do you think we would have time if we go talk with her and then go to the Adventurers Guild?
We should be able to have time.
Okay, well, let's go talk with her then.
As we start walking over there, I deflate back into child.
Wait, before we leave the main square, I'm just gonna grab, well, not physically grab, but just sort of grab the attention of a stranger and just be like, "Hey, excuse me."
A Loxodani woman, you approach. Oh, yes?
Do you happen to know where the Adventurers Guild is here in Leto?
Oh, sure thing, darling. It's just by the Colosseum, first building off the bridge.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I'm pinging it.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Well, at least now we know. Just in case, I didn't want to walk over there to be told we had to walk, like, to the other side of town again to go there.
Right.
But it's in the same area, so let's go.
All right. So where are you going first? The Adventurers Guild or the barracks?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Adventure Guild is right there, and I point to the building.
Yeah, I guess we can just go in because all we need to do is because we're gonna be getting. I mean, I know we want to go there no matter what, so might as well just pick up the quest if we can even pick up the quest. If we can't, then we'll just have to do it anyways. But
They said they were posting it immediately, so I'm assuming it'll. And it's been hours since that meeting. They've probably already gone. And...
The issue would be like the rating.
What does that mean?
Like, don't you have? I think the way it works is only depending on the difficulties of like a job. You have to be a certain rating as a group to go. Which I don't even know what our rating. We haven't even turned in our previous job. I don't think, have we?
Weren't we specifically asked to do this?
The town kind of blew up before we had a chance to do that.
We'll just tell them that maybe they. I think there's this thing called the internet, and they can talk. No, yeah, I don't know. We just have to tell them we're here to turn in a job, turn in a job, and then see if we could take the new jobs.
All right, I'll leave it to you guys. I wasn't here when you guys did the whole Adventurers Guild thing.
I don't think
What?
we can turn in that job.
We might can. I don't know. We can mention it and see what happens. Also, we can have you sign up for our group. You and Piston, if you're interested. I'm assuming you are.
I mean, do I gotta do anything, like a test or something?
I think they take a blood sample or something weird like that, if I remember correctly.
That'll be hard for Piston.
I was like, Piston doesn't have any blood.
Well, I'm sure there has to be Warforged out there that's a part of teams, so there's probably some way they do it.
All right, let's get it over with then.
How do we
right.
go in?
You make your way into the Adventurers Guild. There are a few parties mingling about. But at the far end is a desk with a lizard folk woman currently sorting through some papers.
We approach.
Alright. She doesn't really pay you any mind. She's just still working through whatever she's working through.
Excuse me.
Oh, yes. Are you here to register a quest?
Maybe. I have a couple questions actually.
Yes, what's your question?
So we've initially registered with the Adventurers Guild in Wallonia.
Oh yes, in Bologna. So your
and-
guild then?
Yes.
I see.
If we completed a job, for the Adventurers Guild there, but due to some unfortunate circumstances, we weren't able to like turn in the job. Is that something that can be done at other Adventurers Guilds, or do we need to? Does it have to be done in Wallonia?
Depends on the job. I mean, presumably the whoever posted for the request would be the one responsible for seeing it paid out.
Well, I think we were paid. Wait, I don't. Weren't we paid out by the guy or no?
I believe you were actually paid.
We
You
just
just
didn't
never
like.
reported that you completed it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I say that. Yeah, we were paid for the job. It was a farmer in Wallonia, but we never reported that the job was
Small-scale
finished.
jobs like that do not get synchronized across our branches.
I see. Okay. Well, I guess the second task would be we have 2 other people here that we would like to sign up for our group.
Oh yes, of course. And what is your group? Might I ask?
Fructus Asataria.
Oh yes, okay. Let's get you signed up then. She pulls out a small needle. Hold out your finger, please.
All right. What do you do with this?
It is for the contract.
Uh-huh. And what does that contract entail?
It's merely for identification, darling. Unless someone plans to replicate your blood, it should act as a fairly sufficient way of identifying you across our many branches.
All right. And I stick my finger out.
With a light prick, she then holds out a piece of paper and place it here.
Okay.
The blood sort of soaks into the paper, and then she pulls it back. Yep, that is sufficient. Thank you. And for you, she points to Piston.
Piston looks at her.
Just a second. Here it is. She pulls out a small little emblem. We simply have to have this attached to you. I assume you are the engineer who maintains them?
Yeah.
Yes, well, simply have this welded onto him. Interior is fine, it doesn't need to be visible.
All right, I can do that. And I'll take it.
Alright.
I mean, do I have to do that right now?
Sooner rather than later, but not right at the present moment, no.
Okay.
So, Fructus Acetaria, was it? It seems here there is a special request from the town council. I assume you're here to make good on this?
Yes. What is the quest? What is the request? Just to confirm.
Well, it seems you have an expedition planned for the Hollow Blight.
Yes.
Is this correct?
That is correct.
It was filed by a Kethri cobbler?
Yes.
Well then, you seem to be well aware of what has been requested of you. It seems the payout here is 1,200 gold pieces.
And 3 electrum.
And 3 electrums. Ah, yes, and there is a stipulation as well for an additional 500 gold pieces for any found members of the clergy.
I see. All right, and that is the one.
All right, well. The job is yours. Should I mark it as taken?
Yes, we'll be heading out probably tomorrow if all things go well.
Very good, very good.
Which it will, absolutely. 100%.
It always goes good.
Always goes good.
Well, best of luck in your quest, and I hope to see you again. The Hollow Blight can be rather treacherous.
Of course. I would like to inquire about a couple of other jobs, if you even have them as jobs. One would be an expedition to the Pit of the Damned.
I don't believe we have anything filed for that, no?
Okay, what about for a mining, like to the old mines outside of Londaris?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay, just checking. I think that's it then.
All right. Best of luck.
All right, thank you very much.
You leave the guild hall.
Well, that was fun.
What's that? What's the piece of the emblem that Pissa needs look like?
I'm assuming it's the same sort of magical stuff that keeps you guys tracked by them.
I think it's more of like,
It's not for tracking, it's merely for identification.
yeah, I think
Oh,
it's more
yeah,
like
that.
dog tags in the military. It's like, oh, if they die, we need to know who it is.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, and
Okay.
it's for like the contracts and stuff like that, so they
Yeah.
know they got the right people. Because there are quests you can turn in at a different branch.
That's fair.
I'll weld it on at some point, and I toss it inside of Pistol's chest.
All right, I guess before we call it a day, we should go talk with Allie Renford.
Yeah.
Off to the
Alright.
barracks.
Make your way downtown to the barracks.
The barracks Obama.
In fact, before even making it to the barracks, you can see here out in the yard, currently overseeing some training of new recruits. He sees you coming. Ah, welcome. I assume you have your affairs in order and are ready for your expedition?
Yes, I believe so.
Excellent. So, you had questions about the Hollow Blight. I'm here to answer.
All right, sorry, 1 second. Trying to do something on the side.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
Unless someone else wants to take the lead. Sorry, give me 1 minute.
Sword.
Sword.
All right. Yes, so pretty much any information you have. Like, I know I've been told that there are priests that went to like try to contain it. Like, what did they have? Like, are there any findings that they've posted that we could read about? We heard something about there being ghosts or apparitions, I guess, and just
Yes, the main contestant to the halting of the Hollow Blight has been strange apparitions, incorporeal beings that have assaulted our priests who have gone to purify the land.
right.
They claim to have heard voices in their minds before being attacked. One priest came back, and he came back alone, even though he had left with a party of 15.
So that's, ooh,
He
lot
mentioned one
missing.
word. Bodak.
Bodak.
I feel like I've heard that.
We have heard that before.
Who's that again?
Is this priest? Where's this priest now?
Presumably in the temple.
Is he like bedridden or mentally stable or?
He is undergoing recovery, from what I
I see.
understand.
That's where I've heard it before.
Where have you heard it?
I don't think I would know it in character, but I do know it as a person.
Yeah, would you guys have heard of Bodak before?
I don't know.
I mean, I think Yee knows Bodak,
Yeah.
but
I fought one of
I
those
don't know
things.
that Sylvia knows Bodak.
Yeah.
I don't think so. It just sounds like a demon name.
Bodak.
They said the voices warned them of a Bodak. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but they said after they heard the voices, the people they were with began to fall one after another. They were able to run and escape, but they were caught off guard. Most of them didn't survive.
Have there been any of your men that have returned with the priests?
A few.
Have they mentioned anything in regards of like if they've had combat, and if they did, if there was any weird stipulations as far as things not working in combat, like their weapons or anything strange like that?
Yes, I would recommend silvering your weapons if you haven't already. The incorporeal beings can be very difficult to hit with typical weaponry. Silvered
I
weapons
think
help.
We all have magic weapons or magic.
I have one magic, or I have
No, you
the.
have two magic weapons.
Well,
Yes, magical weapons would also be appropriate.
You have the dagger and you have a vicious longsword.
and also have another dagger that's silvered. I have a silver dagger, I have Umber Edge, and I have a Vicious Sword.
Poppy has the mace of the dragon, and he has the fire sword, great sword.
All right, so what about the transit to the Hollow Blight? Is there anything to worry about?
Well, it gets closer by the day, and the gap shortens. Not many things that live tend to hang around it.
What
Other
about
than the desert heat, you should be fine.
Okay, that's good to know then. And during the council meeting, they mentioned it was it's sped up, I guess, in its approach. How did the expeditions to the Hollow Blight compare to now to before it was sped up? Like, was there still these apparitions, and all this as well, or is it just the Hollow Blight itself to worry about?
Tales of ghost stories of apparitions from the Hollow Blade date back a long time. But it seems more active now. Something has awoken in those woods and are driving the spirits who once lay dormant to lash out and attack those who approach it.
So has the Hollow Blight been here as long as the city has?
The Hollow Blade predates the city.
It just wasn't an issue when the city was founded, I'm assuming, so I didn't really think about it.
No, the Hollow Blight, it has been there for a while, but it has never been a problem for us.
I assume it didn't expand before.
No.
And it was never discovered what is causing it either, like, or even like an assumption.
The Hollow Blight is merely the remnants of a forest that once stood. Much of the Hackle Ridge had more life before, but the weather turned and the sands rolled in.
So are there any positives to the Hollow Blight? Like, if there was some way we could just completely get rid of it, is that fine, or is there something that is needed?
If you could find a way to destroy it completely, I don't know that anyone would bat an eye. Though you would rouse many an angry spirit.
And what about the
For
terrain?
all we know,
in-
the Hollow Blight may be what is containing those spirits. They do not appear to be able to leave. I fear what may happen if the Hollow Blight is destroyed completely. You may be setting them loose upon the world.
So yeah, if we can't confirm that, then I guess, I mean, I don't even know if we could destroy it, but if we find a way to destroy it, I don't think we would unless we could confirm that nothing bad would happen as a result. I think containment would be the best approach if we didn't know.
I agree.
But as far as the terrain inside the Hollow Blight itself, you said it was an old forest, so is it just like a deserty area with like dead trees or something?
The ground is dry and cracked. In areas, large crevices have opened. It is almost as if the ground itself is collapsing into the earth. Large, awkward cliffs are sprung out of nowhere. It is difficult, bumpy terrain.
Okay. And I think the last question I can think of is, if we needed to make a camp or anything, is there any thing to keep in mind in regards to that?
Yes, there are spooky ghosts everywhere.
Okay. Are there any like natural caves or anything? I guess we have like a tower, but
Natural caves? Well, it's hard to say what is genuinely natural in the Hollow Blight, but
Yeah.
caves definitely.
okay. I think that's all the information we need, and we'll just keep a lookout for any, I don't know, remains or even people that are still out there.
Please do.
I think we'll be heading out tomorrow.
And I wish you the best of luck, and may Bahamut guide you.
Thank you, you as well.
All right. So, what now?
Let's buy some clockwork for that divination spell, shall we?
I'm down for that, and I'm also down to ask Kana if she has any. You have any shiny, sparkly resurrection rocks?
Resurrection rocks? That's a good question. Does she have
It
resurrection
has
rocks?
one. Because when we killed the beholder, we found 2, and then Tanju died, so she has 1.
I believe I died.
Oh, he died again.
She, in fact, has 1 resurrection rock. Yes.
Maybe we should get a couple more of those.
How much is a resurrection rock?
500.
Yeah.
Oh
100
my
gold pieces?
goodness.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't have
boy.
that much.
I don't have that much.
What do we
It
need
has
resurrection?
2,700. Yeah.
I have 490.
We won't even die, so it's fine.
I don't think you should say that.
Do we have potions?
We
I have a-
don't?
I have 1 potion of
I-
healing.
I don't think I have.
Kana has a potion. Yeah.
Do I?
Sorry, she has 2. 1 normal and 1 greater.
I have a potion of healing, which doesn't heal very much, you know. So, is it even worth it?
I mean, it works if we're running out of spell slots and you go down.
That's fair. So yeah, I have 1 potion of healing on my body
I don't
that could
have-
be used.
Potion of healing. Never mind, I do have 1. Just 1.
Oh wait, no, I don't have 1. I have
I have 1.
I have potion of healing in my inventory, but it says quantity 0, so I don't have 1.
Hmm.
Maybe we'll buy a couple potions instead of diamond. Maybe
We
just to make
can-
sure everyone has at least 1 potion on their body in case they go down.
Well, I mean, Piston can't use potions.
Let me see if Cam has potion. Oh wait, can she even have a potion of healing on her body? I guess she could.
She could.
So
No,
yeah, buy
never
one-
mind. Piston does have a potion on him.
We'll just have him give that to Cam then, and then
Yeah.
I need 1 though. So, and yeah, so guess we'll buy a potion of healing just to be safe, and then we'll turn in for the night.
We'll buy a rock of resurrection.
All right, potion of healing, rock of resurrection, and some clockwork, and then we'll call it a day, a night.
Yep.
All right. So, does that clockwork have a cost there, Sylvia? How much was it?
I think it's like 20 gold pieces worth of material. Let me check divination. 25 gold pieces.
All right. So you can find this stuff easily enough. You can afford an addition, or you can buy an additional diamond.
I'll buy my clockwork with the money I just got.
All right. I'm going to take 500 from Kana and give her an additional diamond. Oh wait, Kana has 2 diamonds already.
Ah,
She does?
Yeah, she does. She does actually have 2. She bought one. I think it set. Not last session, but the session before, I think.
Mm.
Oh, I think 2 diamonds should be fine. Hopefully.
3
But
could
also
be
she-
better.
She just bought one, so
Yeah, I think we're
gonna
fine.
go ahead. She already bought an additional diamond for the purpose of this expedition.
She also has that heavy armor she hasn't put on yet. Might be good to put it on for this expedition.
do we visit a potion shop or a scroll shop?
What about a scroll shop?
Could, I guess.
I mean, it would be good to restock a bit.
Sorry, where are you getting potions?
Potions and scroll.
Yeah, I need a potion, but I don't have any money, so
I have a potion. I have
I'll
a
buy,
bit of
I'll buy you a
money, so-
potion.
What?
I'll buy Tanju a potion.
All right, the potion seller can sell you up to 4 potions of greater healing and up to 8 potions of normal healing.
How much are they?
At the 150 for the greater healing and 50 for the healing potion.
Yeah, you don't have that much HP.
I don't
I'll
have
buy him a regular healing potion.
For 50
All right.
gold. Alright.
That's what we all have. Well, except for Kana.
But you know, she's the healer. She needs to be able to keep herself up with potions and then use her spell slots to heal everyone else, so.
That's why I have life transference in case she goes down. I mean, I guess we can check the spell scrolls. Maybe there's a good spell that I can learn before we go. Is there a magic shop, Hansley?
There is, actually in the central market. There is actually an elven woman. Who has a shop for various spell scrolls. She looks like a traveler. And the available spells are as follows.
Cannot learn most of these. I think I can learn Magic Circle. And it could be very useful, but I think that's a 5th level spell, isn't it?
I believe Magic Circle is 5th level.
We're doing some shopping.
Yeah, we're checking out magic shops. See what spells I can add to my repertoire.
Magic Circle is 3rd level.
It's 3rd level. Oh, okay. But it does have a material component that is consumed.
Yes, it does.
Maybe something that can defend us from ghosts.
This defense is from ghosts. You create a magic circle and choose either celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead, and those creatures cannot willingly enter and have disadvantage on attack rolls within the circle, the magic circle. So it would be good, but it's 100 gold pieces worth of holy water or powder silver. So it is also very expensive.
And it casts 1 minute to cast, so you can't do it mid-combat.
Yeah,
just keep that in mind.
It would be good for. It only has a 1 hour duration. Could be good for like setting up camp. It's also 300 gold pieces. Maybe it's not. Maybe we shouldn't take it. Rope trick, however. Can I learn rope trick?
I think so.
Because that would.
Rope trick is wizard.
Yeah. That would give us a more permanent place to take a short rest. And it also is not a consume spell. So they both serve the same purpose, kind of. Where they can give us a short rest if we need. But rope trick is less expensive. It takes an action. However, we do need to climb a rope.
Wait, what is augury?
I think that's a druid spell that tells us like how the weather is going to be the next day or something like that. It is like lesser divination. Oh, it's a cleric spell. Never mind. It has a material component. Yeah, you do like a little ritual thing, and you can ask for results of a cursive action you plan to take within the next 30 minutes, and the DM tells you, you're gonna have good results, you're gonna have bad results, a little bit of both, or we don't know. It's literally that. The GM tells you well, whoa, well, and whoa. So it's lesser divination. Compelled Duel might be nice, but that's a paladin spell. Might be good for Piston though. It also needs a saving throw, and it's Wisdom, and we're going against ghosts.
Well, is there anything here you want to buy?
We might want to get Rope Trick. I think that's a good spell to have on hand.
All right, that's 100 gold pieces for rope trick.
I'll buy it. I won't ask for Neko's money while he's not here.
It
So-
is another 50 gold to copy it into your spellbook, though.
Yeah,
Keep that in mind.
I know. I'll just keep it with me for now.
All right. And with that, do you guys pack in for the night, or is there anything else you'd like to do today?
Well, before taking the long rest, I'm gonna cast that divination spell.
Oh, right. I'm assuming you do so back at the Weary Camel?
Yeah. So
Don't blow it up.
here's a question, guys.
Lazy
What do
camel.
you guys want me to ask? What's your inquiry?
What are we asking?
Yeah, what are we asking?
No, I mean, what are we doing?
Oh,
Divination on Hollow Blight.
divination.
Oh,
I have no
we can
idea.
ask what the Bodek is, so that we now have a in-character knowledge of what it does. I can ask for a more nebulous. What are the dangers will come across in the Hollow Blight?
How many questions can you ask?
One.
Oh, dang. Both of those are pretty good questions. Like, what is Bodak, and what could we come across in the Hollow Blight?
well, what is Bodak?
Oh, that's what when we went to talk to Allie Renford, she said that people comes back talking saying they hear voices of like beware of Bodak or something like that.
In-
But apparently he knows who that is, but I don't.
He,
I-
the player, knows what Bodak is. Sylvia
Oh.
doesn't.
Sylvia doesn't know. I know. So, as always, I'll leave it up to the party. What do you want me to ask?
Well, if I'm gonna get mentally scarred into knowing who Bodak is, I guess I wouldn't mind getting to know him now.
So we're asking to show us the Bodak.
Sure, I mean, we already know ghosts are there, but I'd like to know what a Bodak is.
Can you ask
Yeah.
like more? Can you ask like multiple questions in one? Probably not. Like,
I don't
like
think so.
what is Bodak, and what is he weak? What is his weakness or something like that?
I'm pretty sure that when I ask what is Bodak, Hams is just gonna go, okay, you know what a Bodak is, and I'll just have to relay on you what a Bodak is. So we're going for that. We're going for what a Bodak is.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Sylvia, you begin your incantation. And you begin to see visions. Visions of a dark forest. You see a creature draped in a tattered cloth, stumbling aimlessly through the dark forest. Its eyes turn to you, and in its gaze you feel death, merely by it looking upon you. But what you see also is as sunlight breaks through the clouded and shrouded area, it cowers in fear. As it moves closer to you in your vision, you feel its mere presence causing you to wither away. Not just its gaze, but simply it being close to you is deadly. And here is the vision of the creature. That's the word rope trick.
That's terrifying.
Oh, God damn. What?
There it is.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It ain't gonna be fun fighting that thing.
So what is it? A soul sucker?
Kinda. It is an undead. If you look at it, you have to do pass a bona fide Constitution saving throw or die. Well, you don't die, but you fall to 0 hit points. If you fail by,
If you lay eyes on it?
yeah, if you
It has
look
an
at it.
instant kill.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
Is that if you lay eyes on it at all, or if you like make contact with its eyes?
You
or-
can avert your gaze to be immune to this, but you have to. But you make attacks at disadvantage. If you look at it, if you fail by 5 or more, I think you fall to 0 hit points. Otherwise, you just take a shit ton of psychic damage.
Damn.
Also, being near it causes damage.
Great.
However,
Good
as
area.
Hamza said, it has sunlight sensitivity.
Mm.
Too bad we don't have guava here.
I'm pretty sure that thing is guava.
Yeah, but what about this? I think we have two things to worry about, right?
Oh, right, that thing.
Oh, that thing.
So there's two enemies. There's Bodak and then this creepy thing, guava. So Bodak is what's causing the hollow blight, I'm assuming, or related to that, and then guava is like also there. Oh my god, we're gonna die, aren't we? Maybe we could save guava first and be like, we need your sunlight. Like once we kill him, it like or free his soul, he brings sunlight down on the area.
I don't
That'd
know,
be
is
very
anyone-
useful.
Is anyone immune to the frightened condition?
No.
No.
Does anyone know heroism?
Nope.
No.
Can anyone learn heroism?
Maybe.
What about fire? Does that count as sunlight?
No. It is. Do I just know, Hamsley? Do I just tell them?
Sure.
Yeah, it is. It is resistant to cold and fire.
Oh,
Very cool.
I also get fucked because it is actually just straight up immune to necrotic, so no funny inflict wounds.
so basically, don't get
Well,
near
okay,
it
does he has a
and throw
weakness then?
daggers.
It does not. It does not have a weakness. It has a weakness to sun. Sunlight hurts it.
Oh my god.
The one thing we can't harness the power of.
Well, we can fight it during the day and just try and instead of targeting it, like targeting the sky, like the trees above, so that they burn and create sunlight.
I'm fine with
Basically,
that.
we're-
Fighting it during the day and creating sunlight.
Yeah,
Good
basically
idea.
we're not going to be fighting. We're not going to be moving at time.
What happens if you get near this thing?
If you get near
drains
the
your life.
you just receive
It-
damage.
Yeah, it's like a constant damage tick if you're
Just
near it.
being near it? Oh my
Just being near
god.
it. 30 feet.
Okay, but is it mechanically wise? Is it if you get in its range and then end your
turn.
turn there? But
It's
if
end
you
your turn.
enter its range and then leave its range in the same turn, you wouldn't take damage.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
it's only if you
it's
end your
still
Oh,
it's
yeah.
still 30 feet. So
Yes, but I have a ranged attack on Piston that just I think it's like 15 feet. I have his fucking flamethrower that I made him. But that's his only ranged attack.
And he's resistant to fire.
and
Throw
he's
the hammer
Yeah.
at him.
Can you convert fire into lightning somehow? Maybe we should do that.
Who the hell can do that?
I don't know.
Sorcerers, I guess.
I do have that wand of lightning bolt. I guess the good thing about this thing is that it doesn't have a lot of HP. It is quite frail.
Because you did the divination on it, like specifically to know about this creature, something you do know about it, Sylvia, is that it is 100% immune to lightning.
Oh,
Well,
never mind. It's immune to lightning.
okay, so it's immune to fire, cold, lightning.
Well, it's not immune to fire and cold. It's just resistant.
Oh, no, sorry, resistant. Still, it's bad.
Yep, it's immune to necrotic.
It is not, actually, that is incorrect.
Oh,
It's immune to
Okay.
lightning and poison. It's resistant to necrotic.
Okay, so never mind. It's not the Bodak I know. Not my Bodak. Hashtag not my Bodak. Yeah, I guess so. It is resistance to non-magical attacks, to like non-magical physical attacks. But again, thankfully we all have either magic or magical weapons.
Yeah, it'd be cut in half or whatever. But it says if the target's not in sunlight, so that means if it is in sunlight, because that's how we're planning on fighting it, I wouldn't get any damage then.
Okay,
fine, though.
Hamsley, does this version of the Bodak is weak to something? Does it have any weaknesses?
It does not have weaknesses now.
Okay, so at least in that regard, we're correct.
And remember, we
Shit,
still
I
have
don't
Guava
know.
to worry about too, so that's pretty spooky.
Yeah, you know.
Maybe we could
Maybe I-
like lure them into each other and have them fight each other, and take them out.
Actually,
Under...
there is something there's something good that I can do. The vision thing does not work if the Bodak is incapacitated. And I do have Tasha's Mind Whip, which it doesn't incapacitate. It just takes away actions. Never mind.
Yeah, take away its action to see.
I can't. I can take it away its action to attack.
Is
Or
You don't get to
In-
choose the action it takes away, though. You just
Yeah.
reduce it to only be able to take one action.
yeah, and it doesn't take reactions, so
Yes.
it's immune to reactions. I mean, it's unable to react. However, the aura, I think it's a bonus action. So
It's not an action at all.
It's not an action.
Nope, it's just a feature. It's not something, it's just always on.
Mm.
so thunder damage is like sound damage, right? Not
Yes.
lightning damage. And is that effective?
It would be
It's
normally.
not effective.
Oh, it's not.
So again, like he said, these things don't have a lot of health. They have a lot of resistances and immunities, but their health pool is actually fairly low.
So, like in theory, we can just burst the shit out of this thing. Also,
That's
the aura that it has, it's like it sounds scary, but I don't think it deals a lot of damage, right?
No,
Like,
it doesn't. It's
it deals
5
like-
necrotic damage.
Yeah. So we can, in theory, just like burst it. We can just start combat and just steamroll it. Problem is if it's paired with a bunch of things. that are like keeping it safe, then, or if there's a lot of them, then we'll be getting into trouble.
Do we know if this thing is it like sentient in the sense can it communicate? Or is it just like
Well, it's so it is an undead, and typically with undead, they know the languages they knew in life.
But they don't speak, right?
In some cases,
This thing is not resistant to psychic damage, right? Or immune to it?
no, it has no interaction with psychic damage.
Okay. Oh, thank God. Then Tash's Mind Whip will still work.
Thank God.
And so will Keg's funny. Well, we need to get you prepared to open your third eye.
Well, like trying to cause the explosion again.
I mean, I am sure that if you pass that wisdom save, you open it yourself. So
Well, then the problem is that I need to pass that wisdom the wisdom save. And this is where the big problem is going to be.
do I know about its stats, Hamza? Particularly, I'm particularly interested in its con, because if it doesn't have a huge con, I can just stop it in time and it is incapacitated and we can all just gang up on it.
It has mediocre con.
Okay, so that's good. That is an option that we have. What we don't know is if there's more than one, right? We just know that there are Bodak.
Yes,
there.
there were voices warning of the Bodak. Now, the voices did say the Bodak, so there's that.
So, chances there could be only one. If there's only one, then we can just do the bona fide Sylvia speedrun task of paralyze and jump.
what was the status of that spell or that all-out attack?
It's one of my features. They have to make a Constitution saving throw, and if they fail, they just get stuck in time and they're incapacitated.
No, I mean, didn't you and me have like one or something? Or were we just talking about that?
Yeah, the special property is that if we both cast it on the same target, the effect gets doubled and it applies to either of us. So, like if I cast it, it applies the effect, and if you cast it, it applies the effect, but only for the one who cast it. But if we both cast it, the effect is duplicated, and either of us can trigger it. Which,
and what was that called again?
Truer Strike.
Oh yeah, Truer Strike.
So, yeah, we can probably do that. I can paralyze it. You cast Truer Strike. When it comes around my turn, I cast Truer Strike. Then it gets some paralyzed, and then you just jump it.
All right. Anyway, I think we're gonna sleep on it and then head out.
All right.
It could be worse, to be perfectly honest. We could be fighting abyssal chickens.
True. You don't know that there's not 1,000 abyssal chickens there.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, the thing has a lot of like very scary abilities, but when it comes to dealing damage, it's only the gaze. The gaze is the scary thing. Everything else is like it also kind of scary, but not as scary.
All right. So you all rest for the evening, gathering your supplies and your resolve.
Before I go rest, can I try to call out to this third eye?
Sure. How do you do so?
I focus. No, wait. I knock on my on my forehead. Like, hey, wake up.
All right. Make a wisdom check for me.
Thank you. Will do. Ah, 8.
8. All right. You knock yourself in the head a few times, saying, "Wake up! Wait, where are you at?" It does not appear to have any noticeable effect,
Well.
other than your forehead's a bit sore now.
Oh my god. Well, can't wait to prepare for tomorrow. That's it.
Okay.
What you gonna do? The man has spoken.
I'm
So,
gonna be still useful. Go ahead.
as you all collect your things and wake up the following morning, are you setting off immediately at the break of dawn?
I think
I'm
so.
ready to go.
All right.
Are we taking Phil and Butter in the carriage, or are we just walking?
We don't have a carriage.
Oh yeah.
So, as you depart from the city and to make your way towards the Hollow Blight,
Now that I think about it, we probably should have asked, "Hey guys, can you spare like a priest or something to come with us?
We have a
got Kana.
priest.
Yeah.
We could have another one."
You make your way across the desert, and it is not long, maybe a couple hours of travel, before you start seeing a blackened ground. The dirt is dry and cracked, and as you walk across it, it crumbles and sort of falls into the crevices that it's created.
So, out of curiosity, does this blackened ground look familiar, like the ground of one of those pillars?
It's similar, yes. As you continue forth, you start coming up on the remnants of bushes and trees. They look almost petrified. Their ends razor sharp. As you pass by the branches, one of them sort of scratches you on the arm. The trees themselves seem almost bent over, limping. Their dead branches holding nothing but emptiness. Actually, we're gonna do this one instead. You find yourself at the edge of the Hollow Blight. Despite the almost sparse nature of these woods, it stands before you imposing. You hear the slightest of whispers. No words, but a presence. A wind picks up at your back and blows into the Hollow Blight. There is a familiarity, a reassurance, but a caution to it. Tanju, the mark on your back begins to ache a little bit. as you steel your resolve and step into the hallowed woods. I think that's where we're going to end off.
Oh dang.
Yeah, that's fair. See you in 2 weeks, everyone.
Oh, we're doing it in 2 weeks?
Yeah, next week starts Poppy's other campaign.
Yeah.
I see.
Alrighty. I didn't want to do, like, because we took so long to get to the Hollow Blight, I didn't want to do any Hollow Blight without Neko.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, that's fair. That's
And
fair.
it's been 4 hours, so.
Mhm.
True.
That was cool.
Well, GG, guys.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
GG.
we'll have Neko next time, and we'll do some proper fucking fighting shit.
How much
Yeah,
money
third-
did we steal from Neko? Like, how much money of his did we use while he was not here?
Not too much. We ended up not spending
More?
Yeah.
Besides, we'll pay it all back.
Somehow.
Yeah, once we find all these 15 dead priests that are in here, apparently. It's a lot of money.
That was the ward or the job was bring them back.
What?
What are you talking about?
Like, we get 500 gold per
Yeah, they told
priest
us,
we find.
Oh, I didn't know that. I wasn't there for that.
No, I didn't know that.
And they said like there was like a priest that came back who said beware of Bodak, but there was only but he left with like a party of 15, but it was only him that returned. Oh my god, this is creepy.
No, I think. No. I don't think that the party of 15 were like 15 priests.
Well, if they come back or we find them, we'll bring them back.
I like this terrain.
Take a look at this terrain. Ooh, blighty, hollow blighty.
Also, how much are we getting paid for getting rid of demons? with
1200.
guava? Like, yeah, 12k.
1.2k.
Yeah, I mean, Neko's gonna get a lot of mileage out of that work.
True. Oh. Good game, boys.
GG's.
Now, how do we name this episode? Because Neko's not here to name it for us.
True.
The Necoless episode. There you go.
It's not the first one, though.
While ending the stream. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.